598 limit up right now on PLAG. It's up 957%. Be careful with this one. And it's halted again to the upside. PLAG, 599, limit up. To continue my comment here, so if you get in at 1880, you're putting your high or your stop right above 1915. So I do like that about Luis's strategy is he gets short near the high when he likes what he sees with a purpose, getting short at the high of getting stopped out at the closest possible location so that you have to take the least amount of loss. So I do like that about Luis's strategy. I've never employed it, so I can't vouch for it personally, but he seems to do quite well with it. And with that, we're going to send you over to the big boys. It's Joey in today for Neil, if anybody who's waiting, but the Katina man's here. Take it over, boys.
What's up, everybody?
Get going on there. Yeah, thanks for watching the midday show, guys. We're back here, ready to rock and roll into the close. Couple good earnings. We'll review, what's going to be reporting here tonight. I've got the NVIDIA short on. I got the Intel long on. I flipped short once NVIDIA. I mean, what's up to easy peasy,
Oh.
We were going long off 219 until eventually in here, you can't see, we got stopped out and then I went short at that same level. So that looks like we bought it, but there is, maybe if I zoom in, you can't really, there's a red candle in there, red tick down. So we stopped out there on a 219 break. And then I was just like, you know what, that's too key of a level that I was looking off of. Let's play the short, And then it's funny too, because just there's that TQQ short that we punched out of just before we went on air, or we left. I didn't want to hold the futures for too long there heading into the afternoon. So there that goes to the downside as well. So a little bit of a missed opportunity, I guess, holding on to that trade. But Intel's been pretty good. Intel's coming back in right now. We were able to get an out there at 97.75. We're long at 97 flats right now on Intel, just to talk about that. And oh boy, SpaceX will be red on it so far today. Let's see what winds up happening. We did, again, caught the long, got stopped out there. Stopped out of, remember, 75%. We only held 25, so we didn't make it all back. Then we took some there, which was good. And we were positive. Remember, we were positive on SpaceX, and then all of a sudden, it dropped from 135 down to 133, and that was at noon right there, immediately downside candle. So we take the long there and stopped out. That's a 50-cent hit, and that's about what we're down right now on SpaceX. And guess what, man? It's bouncing off of yesterday's level of 130 here, SPCX. So right back in, right into this level from yesterday. Again, they're 130.50. So the problem is I wasn't really looking at that. No excuse, like we always say, oh, I wasn't here. It just happened right now. So it was a good opportunity to get some love there for SpaceX just in the last 5 minutes at 130.50. We'll see if it comes back down. SpaceX doing its best to get back down to 150 or get back up to $150. And even this morning, I said, you know what? Let's wait to see if it hits 150 first or 130 first. Looks like it's 130 first. We're seeing updates right now out of Origenics. And of course, their ticker is OGEN on the NYSE American. Very important thing for me too with this concussion talk is, my kids, both my kids, my one kid just starting football and my one daughter now obviously been in hockey for a while. So it's very important. And then, family members, as I get older, as my parents get older, you watch out for those slip and falls. The company has now activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury as an area where there are no current FDA-approved therapies. Alongside that, Origenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. Go check it out. Just for those reasons I said, OGEN, especially if concussions are something that your family or you've experienced yourself as well. We had them on, CEO and I believe a doctor as well, and they were showing the intranasal.
Pat LaFontaine was on.
Pat LaFontaine was on. Brett Favre was on. Two guys that had suffered from big time concussions in the past as well, and both retired basically due to that reason.
Yeah. I mean, Favre did have a lengthy career, opposed to.
Yeah, Favre was awesome. One of the
really
best quarterbacks of all time, bro. Has many records.
Sorry. Sorry, Green Bay fan, I'm over there.
It's okay.
It's all right.
You're forgiven.
But as for Pat, his career I feel was cut a little short.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great career in Buffalo, and then he went to the Rangers, of course, and that's where kind of.
Yeah, it didn't work.
All
Same
fell
with your boy Lindros over there.
Falls down. Yeah, Lindros, unfortunately, he would have been an amazing concussion story, Lindros. Like, just to have, see some of those experiences. I run into Lindros every once in a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his kid. I think it's either his kid or he coaches up at Weston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so one of the rinks that we.
I don't know if you guys have ever
pretty
played
big boy, 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, yeah? I don't know if you ever played in New York Simcoe, but we always used to see Cujo's kid.
What was the rink?
Bob Follis.
I've heard of it. I think he may have played there once, but not
the home
enough.
of.
Is he a goalie as well?
Yes, he was a goalie, and I remember I played against Malcolm Subban.
PK's brother, yeah.
I mean, here it is, guys. Meta, we're all out of this one now. No continuation. Ran right into VWAP. We did take 60% off here. Wish we took some more off, but hey, we'll take it for what it is.
Neil knows PK Subban.
Yeah. He said he.
Yeah. We went to a Bills.
Babysit them or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think PK, but the family. There's the mothers know each other.
The younger ones.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think the parents know each other, and maybe because PK wouldn't have babysat Neil. PK is not old.
No, Neil babysat.
Oh no, I don't think that was.
That's what he said.
But I think it must be.
Said.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's what he said. You can obviously.
Yeah. We'll double check with that tomorrow. With Mr.
I can either confirm or deny.
As soon as Mr. Tendinitis comes back, we'll get that all figured out.
Hey,
So anyways, PK Subban. Oh, the story was Neil and I were at a Buffalo Bills. Well, it was a bar here in Toronto. We were at a Bills game. Watching the Bills playoff game, and Subban was at the bar.
Was he? Yeah. I seen him walking down. I seen him walking across.
Yeah, it was King Taps, by the way.
King Taps. Yeah, that's where all the hockey lads go. My cousin.
Lads.
Yeah, my cousin was actually the manager of King Taps. And she said that Austin and the lads would go there and just obviously do whatever they did there. But as for MET, pardon me.
Do hockey things?
Yeah, just do hockey things, drink beer, and hang out. And I don't know if they were eating any pizza or anything along those lines. But eating pizza and drinking beer?
Yeah, that's all sports things.
That's
men's league activity.
The beer is definitely a part of it. But anyways, aside from that, men's league too as well. Here it is. We take some out and then stopped out 60%. The Nasdaq looks like it wants to curl back over. The SPY is, you can see you're heading towards a key pivot low here in Meta. And then Riot Holdings not doing too good either, Sean. NVDA has definitely been leading the race to the downside. Now back to 217. You got a rebound to 217.80 and then now starting to slide. So I don't like the look of this one. 212 is where I'm going to be looking to load up another handful of shares here to see if we get a move into that all-time high.
This Adara is killing me, man. I just saw one of your posts. It says, investors are hungry for Kava earnings or something like that. It was pretty funny. That was a good one, making me laugh. No, here tonight. So pre-market, of course, we had on. We should look at C Limited.
We were talking about C Limited. That was Michael.
That was Michael? Everything okay, Michael, over there? Where is Michael?
It's broke.
Okay, so it's just not something something broke. On C Technologies there, SE. Could have had a look at that as well earlier. Maybe we will, but that's tonight. I mean, I think there's some big names tonight, right? CoreWeave, Supermicro, Kava, Lumentum. I mean, that's all. And then tomorrow.
Sorry, I was going to say I have earnings previews on all four of those. In addition to the big pre-market earnings name tomorrow, they're already all out on Access to TV Research.
Yeah, exactly. So we were just going to about pumping that there. Not only is Adara, number one around here, she's also got her own logo right there, Trader TV. I'm just actually realizing that right now. I'm just realizing that right now.
Trader TV Research.
Yeah, you see that?
Research.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So anyways, that's awesome. But yeah, CoreWeave, it's funny because CoreWeave and Nebius coming back to back. So, you won't get an opportunity to really trade those against each other, but CoreWeave should set the tone for Nebius tomorrow morning. We'll see if some of those Neo Cloud plays have anything in them. And then I like Supermicro. I mean, it's too bad because they're in the right space. They sell the right products. Apparently they're great products. I mean, talking to people around here in the tech space, putting together servers and all that. But of course, they have the problems with their integrity, I guess, to put it one way. They're always getting investigated, shipping parts where they're not supposed to.
Integrity Farms.
Integrity Farms. I love South Park.
Integrity
Some
Farms.
of the newer South Park. When is South Park coming back? I don't know. When do they come back?
Yeah.
What else have we been watching? Oh, I was saying, you're kind of a wrestling guy. I don't watch it too often anymore, but the Unreal, it's called.
Is it?
Yeah, it's behind the scenes, and it's really good. Like it's like real.
It's unreal.
It's unreal. Yeah. And this season, I'm just watching. This season, it just came out, I think maybe a couple weeks ago, and it's John Cena's retirement and everything, and building up to it. But it just shows you behind the scenes stuff.
A lot of people saying it's a pretty good show.
Yeah. Oh, are they? Okay, good. How about they like that? And then we have Cisco coming up, and we should have Brian Shannon on later on today if he's back.
Oh, is he?
I don't know if he's back from Alaska or not.
I mean, that'd be a quick trip. He only left last week.
No, 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, last week. No, because I remember Neil and I were like, "Oh no, we don't."
You didn't have Brian.
We don't have him on because yes.
So we don't know when he left, but we know he was gone as of last week. So he could have left 2 weeks ago. Also, I did Alaska. I was really lucky to go to Alaska when I was a kid with my family. You need like you don't need more than a week to do Alaska. At least in my opinion. I'm sure I could have seen more had we done more of a week. But the other thing too, and I was seeing people in the chat talk about this when Brian mentioned it. A lot of times when you go to Alaska, you also go to Yukon for like the gold panning. So you should ask him when he's on if he went to Yukon too.
And maybe if you go to Yukon, you can see Justin Bieber as well, and you can see. Oh, go to the Yukon. The song Yukon.
The song Yukon, yeah.
And then obviously, if Joe goes there, then he's got to stay an extra week because you got to fight those polar bears.
I wouldn't be doing that.
Those things are.
They're huge. They're massive.
Mean as
They're
hell.
massive, dude.
Apparently,
Save the polar bear.
Funny, a funny tidbit here. Polar bear is my favorite animal.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mine's a gorilla.
A gorilla. Okay.
Silverback.
In the mist or not really?
Shout out to
shout
out to Jane Goodall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good one.
R.I.P. Jane Goodall.
All right. Oh, is she ripped? Yeah. So what I was gonna say, you know why? Because at the Toronto Zoo, they have that sick polar bear exhibit, and it was just I remember going as a kid. Always they would come right up to the screen there, right up to the glass, and they were just huge. It's not really an off.
Free the animals,
there.
No.
Yeah, we're big into that. Like we don't go to Marineland. Well, Marineland's gone anymore. Forget about, my wife will never go to SeaWorld or anything like that. I'm going to short SEA, SeaWorld. Okay, so right here, NVIDIA. Okay, let's go. Bang. Just getting a couple of fills right now. Now $2 in the money over there. It's funny because NVIDIA going one way, which is good for Joe and I because I think everyone's looking to pick up some NVIDIA on the cheap, and that's not going to be happening unless the price goes down. And then Intel, which I'm kind of long in my own account. I just recently bought some Intel. That's kind of going up. So I'm kind of surprised that I'm able to take Intel long and NVIDIA short at the same time. The problem is right now, I just heard a little bit, Adara. Whenever Adara throws her voice a little bit, I feel like there's definitely something Trump-related coming. 97.40 right there off your 200 period moving average. Adara, what you got for us?
It actually wasn't Trump related. I just threw my voice because of the company that's involved here. So this is C3AI. AI, actually not a bad story. Often you see more negative stories with this company, but C3AI reportedly, according to the information, could benefit from an agriculture department deal. Apparently the Department of Agriculture is tapping C3AI to trim the Salesforce footprint. So I had to pull up CRM, Salesforce. There was a little bit of a drop on this. Same with C3AI, a little bit of a spike higher, but really no follow through. Either way, just keep an eye on this story. Also, keep an eye on USO. I know I said I didn't have anything Trump related, but I do have something USO related. No massive moves here. NBC reporting that the U.S. is considering Iran's priorities have shifted from nuclear weapons to the Strait of Hormuz. So I guess now they're saying that the issue with Iran is no longer nuclear weapons focused, which again was what the U.S. said was their main reason for going in. Now they're more concerned here, I guess, about the Strait of Hormuz, at least in the U.S.'s eyes. So weird headline, not super shocking. We'll have to see if anything else comes through.
There's no problem with the Strait of Hormuz. There's no problem with anything. And then all of a sudden it was nuclear, and then they solved the nuclear problem. Now they got to find another one. But you know what? I guess they're kind of tied together. Yeah, what's up, George Lima? Yeah, Brett Favre threw a lot of interceptions. I believe and you can check me on this, I think he has the most touchdowns and the most interceptions of all time. Yeah, you throw the ball, you make those plays sometimes. So we can double check that. But I think Brett Favre, most touchdowns in the NFL, history of the NFL, and most interceptions. We double check that one as well. It's like Lenny Wilkins, I think, as the NBA coach, has most wins in NBA history and most losses in NBA history. And like, it wouldn't be surprising if Michael Jordan missed the most shots in NBA history as well, right? I mean, it's just part of the game, just like Gretzky was shooting as well. Probably Ovechkin has the most shots and the most goals in the NHL. Amazing that Ovechkin overtook Gretzky, by the way. That was, what a stud. Okay, let's have a quick, a little bit of a broader look here. So that plague has plagued many people that have been short today because look at that, 999.599 right there. Oh, by the way, yeah, Marissa bought a lot of stuff at Costco. It was nuts. So we'll see. I'll talk about that. Apparently, there's a ghost blanket that's really popular for this Halloween. And there's like a mad, yeah, Halloween. I know it's insane what retail gets you.
How early do you guys go Halloween shopping? Like as you know, like a family with several kids.
Halloween shopping. We
for costumes or decor or whatever.
Yeah. So I mean, generally speaking. The problem with the kids are they don't really get too excited about costumes until it's a little bit closer. But I think like right now, Costco and all that have their little run of costumes out even right now. Oh, Plague is halting down. So, oh no, it false halt. There it is. Let's see if it goes again. See if anyone buys 605 and prevents this halt down right now. This is probably going to be a short. This is at the highs right now. Just false halt. I guess I have to pay for it. I mean, I can try to get 100 shares. Yeah, I can't. I have to pay for it. So right there, 605. My default set to 100 shares. Like if there's a stock that I haven't traded and I hit the offer like that, it comes out at 100 shares. I hit enter and it just says rejected, like prom night over there. Rejected for the short on that one. It's throwing shade everywhere. But yeah, so there it goes. Plague right now. Looks like it wants to halt the other way, and the other way is down, finally. We did have a couple down halts right into there before, $4 down to $3. Oh, by the way, the little fajita, chicken fajitas, I didn't find them that spicy, Adara. I think the salsa. We'll let Joe finish. Oh, you didn't use the salsa. Okay, I felt like the salsa had a little chili-ish in it. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it on a spice level out of 10. I think I'd give it like a 3. Like I don't think it's crazy spicy, but my 3 might be related to what does Island Man? What does Island Man say?
No, there is a little hint of spice on that, right?
But like
on the chicken,
of 10 being like the max.
But yeah, no, it's on the lower end of the spectrum for sure. But we know Adara.
No, and that's why I told.
Not all about the.
That's why I told Adara. She was like, man.
She said she was using Frank's Red Hot the other day or something.
That's like a 3 or a 4.
I have had wings that have had Frank's Red Hot.
And?
Plus other things on top of them.
Oh.
And spiciness for Frank's?
Oh, it was, I mean, it takes me a really long time to eat the wings. And I'm like, I'm taking my sweet time. Everyone else has finished their wings and I'm on like wing 5 or 6.
Right.
But if people are willing to be patient with me, then I can eat them.
We can get behind that. We actually had I think the best chicken when you were gone on Friday. It was the best chicken.
My mother.
Here. I mean, yeah, I know. Neil does. It was good. See?
Fried up? Fried or?
Yeah. It was really good, man.
So Sharif did not eat mine, I guess, because it's fried chicken. Yeah.
No, he had yours for sure.
Sharif?
He definitely took.
He took off the fried.
Yeah. I tried hiding it, but then he found it and took it. Yeah.
Sharif is very sneaky around here, man. It's like if there's a problem with the heat, it's probably has something to do with Sharif. Stolen food now. I'm just learning about that. Probably Sharif.
Definitely Sharif.
Again,
Neil's plate was gone, so I was like, "Boom, see you later." To that one.
Took that out. Actually, I have to admit something.
What? You took Neil's?
I took the salad on Neil's.
You took
the
Neil's?
little bowl of
So
salad. You can show everybody the bowl of
That's
salad there.
That's fine.
That we get. Yeah. Because I was like, it's just, no dressing, just throw that down.
I like that. See, the
dressing is spicy.
No, the yellow, so no, it's good. That's the best
It's
dressing
great.
that they have. Yeah.
But is it not a little spicy?
It's like 12 Islands or whatever it's called.
1,000 Islands.
1,000 Islands dressing. Yeah. So it shows you
it's
what
not
I know.
1,000 Islands, but it is similar to
It's something along those
I thought
lines.
1,000. I thought you had 1,000 Island dressing and you add some pickles and like a little bit of mustard, and that's the Big Mac sauce.
Yeah, sure.
What? You don't believe me on that one?
Someone said 988 islands. So yeah, there it is.
Enos Cantor, what, did he get drafted? Did you hear about this guy?
Yeah, did you hear about, what's going on with that?
There's another guy too that wants to get in. Why?
Why?
I feel like it gets political very fast. If the other guy's Royce White, isn't it?
Royce White, yeah, that's
okay.
But I never heard of him as a player. I feel like that guy's just throwing his.
He was also running for politics though. Like he ran for office a couple years ago. I looked into him. I had also never heard of him.
No, but why is that a political thing? Like I don't. Yeah, I get it. There's a transgender thing there, but aren't both these guys like male? I don't know. Oh, okay. So they're just doing it to spite. I don't know the whole story. If they're trolling, then okay, fine. But I was just gonna say whatever. Maybe we just shouldn't.
Yeah, maybe we should go back to the 12 Island.
I was just gonna say
12 Island dressing.
Yeah, 12. Maybe you meant 12,000 islands.
No, I did not. I genuinely, I genuinely didn't know the name of it. But there's a place in Eastern Ontario, the Thousand Islands. What's that place called?
Like Bay of Quinte or whatever?
The Thousand Islands, man. You just drove out that way, and you know where it's
Up
like
north, Parry Sound?
No, east. If you just go east on the 401, there's a Thousand Island.
Yeah. You
know which area I'm
just
talking
outside of Montreal, out of Quebec. And
No, man. We're Kingston. Not even.
Kingston, yeah,
No,
okay,
no. That's not even anywhere close to where.
I know
I'm
what you mean.
to.
No, you're right.
Yeah, there is. It's in between there.
Yeah, Gananoque.
Sure. Dude, I just said 12 islands, so I'm not going to get Gananoque.
Brockville.
No, man. Anyways, all right.
Rexdale, yeah. That's what it is.
Dare said Rexdale.
Rexdale is actually where you get 12 island dressing.
Is it though?
Is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Well, what the hell? Okay.
All right,
let's get going on here. All right, so PLAG has now halted again, and it seems like we have the PLAG. It went up and down there, and I said we would maybe take a shot there at $6. The last halt was at 2.17, so about to open up in approximately 3 seconds, 2 and 1. No.
Yeah, Bill.
More than 5 minutes.
Yes.
Right there. So, yeah, we drove through Tweed as well to get to Ottawa. We were in Canada, of course. All right, so let's look around here. So that's what's going on right now. Some stocks to look at, SpaceX. So, yeah, it's about what? Oh, man, that stupid 12 island dressing. I mean, I got distracted right there because 130.50 came in again. So the question really that we'd all have to ask ourselves is A, do we like 1,000 island dressing? And then B, what about breaking this 130? Because yesterday on SpaceX, this was the jam right there. We had sort of wicked down a couple times. We didn't break. We didn't even really test 130. The lowest we got to looks to be in the 20s or so. By the way, this NVIDIA position is kind of cruising right now. We have a decent position on, so it's actually going quite well. We'll have to look to a spot. But there's 130 from yesterday, and there's 130.50 from today's. So we're up about 25 cents from yesterday's low. I'm going to have to be, one of the first ones to admit it today. I was sort of dumbfounded by this early move. We had talked about that possibility. Realistically, the best trade today, I mean, there's better trades, but this was a trade that was a little easier. That wick bottom right there, that created whoops back there to the upside. Oh yeah, that's right. Randy and everybody's leaving now because they got the stuff set up over there. Bye, Michael. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us here at Trader TV Live for the last little while. There he goes. Yo, what's up, that's Fabian. No, who is that?
It's definitely it's Sharif, man.
Who the hell? That's Fabian, but that doesn't look like Fabian. That looks like me.
That's me, maybe. Oh, it's Sean.
Did I? I mean, when I was in Chile about 25 years ago, I did have an experience.
Oh!
And maybe that's the Chilean nightmare. Wow, that's amazing how that works with that AI. That is amazing. Don't show that to my wife. I might get in trouble over there at some point. There, wow, okay, that was weird. Okay, but anyways, there we go to that. I mean, by the way, I'm speaking a lot better Spanish. If you go over to our Spanish channel right now, you'll be able to see that. But okay, so SpaceX, I think we want to try that. So I'm going to try it again, 130. I'm going to try it for the first time. 130.50 if we come back down into SpaceX. Let's try it against 130. I mean, the last couple afternoons, bang to the upside right there. Where's it the day before that? Okay, so there, that's 2 days right there. The day before, and when it worked so good that day, and then the day before that, we did have an upside move there in the afternoon as well. So 3 of the last 4 days have given us upside surprises at the end of the day, including late day imbalances, right? With CoreWeave, are we going to Adara? In a second, okay. Oh yeah, we got to go from the window, and then we got to go to the wall.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't forget about that. Yeah, so there she goes. Do not rush. That is for sure. Yeah, so CoreWeave today, good balance off. We did have that situational awareness. Yeah, I got it again. Boom. I told you last night, man. I was like, I got to get that fund, the hedge fund, figured out because I keep misthinking what it was. Situational awareness, but yeah, got hit. Nice rebound. Thing about CoreWeave is. This is actually, if they can come up with a good number, I really like the potential for this name to get back to that 120 to 130 level. Bouncing right now in between the 50 period and the 200 period moving average. If it's got a good number underneath it with good guidance, And I don't know what they're going to announce, but we saw a good deal today with Riot blockchain and Meta. No, Riot was with
Anthropic. Yeah.
If CoreWeave can announce like something about something, then I think there is a good opportunity to get back into 110 and 120. Why did everybody hate so much? I looked at that take that I had earlier and I just said, what if the US government gets involved in SpaceX? People were like, yeah, what is Sean smoking over there? Why is that so unbelievable that the US government will take a shot at SpaceX? I mean, I don't think that's unbelievable. Now, I'm not going to say that's going to happen to CoreWeave or Nebius, but I was just thinking about that. Like we heard that, NVIDIA's investing their money in some of these companies and so on and so forth, possible. And it's all just one of those big circle, that we call it, where circular financing, basically, I give, I buy Joe's product and in turn, then we have, a deal for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'll, support his business and in turn.
I don't know if you read up on, or I'm sure you did, but anyways, if you get into it, no, you definitely did. AMD's previous report. So the difference between what's going on between NVDA and AMD,
right.
Anyways, one aspect of it is that NVDA is gaining market share from its partners, opposed to what's going on with AMD, where they are going to be giving some of their personal, the company share to Meta and I believe
right.
it's OpenAI.
That was 10%, wasn't it? Or 5% or 10% of the company?
I think it's 10% each, respectively. So about 80 to 90 million shares of the current open float. So, I mean, hey, NVDA taking stake while AMD has to give stake. I think it's a pretty big difference, if you ask me, in regards to what we got going on into this chip game. So.
Well, what we got going on right now, like here, for everybody, there's people in the chat saying, oh man, all we talk about is SpaceX. Like this is me shorting SpaceX at 110 down to 106.50. Like the fact is that it's like, I'm trying to look for the best opportunities. If they're long, they're long. If they're short, they're short. They're on SpaceX. Believe me, I wish I was awarded some SpaceX shares to start talking more about it, but we are not. All right, let's go back over to the window and figure out, or to the screen, and figure out what Adara's got on her mind. It's going to be a graphic. Let's go find out what it is.
For one, I want to just mention, I saw someone in the chat say AVGO is falling. It is falling. I could not find any news on it. But with that in mind, it's time for today's segment of To the Window, to the Wall, where we take a look at one of these infographic windows and we talk about it here on the wall. Now today, it's really actually quite nice here, Sean, that you just mentioned SpaceX, because this is also space related. This is ASTS Space Mobile. Let's talk about this because this is their revenue going back here from Q1 2025 all the way to Q2 2026. This is about like 6 instances of data, or what you have here, 6 different quarters, a year and a half of fiscal years. So let's zoom over to this quarter here, Q2 2026. Now, the reason I chose to talk about this infographic and not any of the many other infographics that I have in the works that I've already posted is because I think this really shows how high investors' expectations are right now for some of these companies. So ASTS posted revenue of $31.5 million last quarter. I don't know why I emphasize million. It's not theoretically a lot, but it's clearly up sequentially. It's also up more than 2,600% on a year-over-year basis. But they missed revenue estimates. So that's right. Even though they posted nearly 3,000% year-over-year growth, investors and analysts wanted more. They were looking for 35 million in revenue. So that's, I think, a pretty significant look here. Even though you have, strong sequential and annual revenue growth, it's still not going to be enough to satiate what investors and what analysts are looking for. So I thought this was kind of an interesting look. That's why I chose to talk about this visual. But if you're like, hey, Adara, I want to hear about what we're expecting for CoreWeave, Lumentum, Nebius, Kava, SMCI on earnings. I have visuals for all of those on X at TTV Research. I also have some visuals on hims and hers. One is already out. The other one's getting released tomorrow morning. So we've got everything you need and more over at X at TTV Research. But in the meantime, that's today's segment of To the Window, to the Wall. We'll send you back over to the guys.
Oh, that's all right. Those types of things happen.
Yeah, like what just happened to Apple?
Yeah.
Like they just got nuked downside pretty good. I took that from somebody in the chat. Someone was like,
they got nuked?
Right there, but I bought it, so, you
you bought some there.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to, and it was just 2 minutes ago, right? So it fell down, was waiting for one of those bottom tails there, hit it. We got long at 310, whenever we're long at 303.9s there. We just took it out at 30s. And so that gives me 20 cents. That's basically that bottom wick. That bottom wick is 30 cents. Not going to average in. Let's just see if it works. I do have an offer at 50 to get it just over 1-to-1, and then we'll wait to see what happens there. But yeah, big down, like pretty decent move, right? And I mean, we're also seeing the same thing happen right now in your boy NVIDIA. So NVIDIA downside, look at the Qs as well, right? Nasdaq downside. Let's take advantage of that.
NVDA is going to pull back to 212, I believe.
Yeah, I heard you say that earlier today. I think that
212.
might be, I mean, that could be a hot look. I'm not sure.
It's only $4 away. It's already dropped like $10 today.
It's not unbelievable. It's there at the end of the day, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm short, so I do hope that to be the case. But all right, so that's what NVIDIA is doing right now. Look, it is, as Sharif would say, bleeding its own blood. I don't know if I like that statement, but
why?
I don't know. It seems kind of like.
That was my thing.
Oh, was it? I don't know.
From Dodge. It's from.
Yeah, I know.
Dodgeball.
Good movie, Dodgeball. Yeah. Neil and I talked about that the other day. No, it's fine. Just it's so gruesome.
Bleeding your own blood?
Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm being like that.
There's a lot of super chats there. I don't know if you want to cover.
Oh, gosh.
What we got going on
Sure,
here.
we can. I mean, I just looking for an out at 30 on Apple. That's all. All right. Do you want to? Whenever Andre is ready, man, we can start dropping
Dropping some of
super
these.
chats. Drop it like it's hot. We should be.
Ogen SLC 88. Pull that bad boy up. I'll go over and
Fabian potentially is refreshing the stream.
Okay, yeah. If they can't
For the
pull it
super
up,
chats.
so that's no fine. Sean's got a banger right there off the
There you go,
lows
Ogen.
on
Do we have
April.
one?
Yeah, Ogen is looking very interesting. Thoughts? We went over that one. We'll go over Ogen momentarily. We have Adam James OGEN. Listen, concussion protocol. You guys know I suffer from that
do a
stuff.
whole bunch of volume.
Definitely doesn't do a whole bunch of volume, but if you're thinking value at this point, it's only 51 cents there, Katina, man. Ogen, not too bad of a look whatsoever.
Yeah, but 51 cents. I mean, I'm not. I don't
Not
ever
looking for a
I don't ever
value.
like to look at a. Yeah, I don't ever like
value.
to look at a stock like based on
value.
its price because, like, if you put $1,000 in at a 51-cent stock, how much can you lose?
It's $1,000 $1,000.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, but no, for Orogenics, I mean, I think that I'm not sure how far we want to dig into it, but the chart does look like on any kind of a possible take of earnings or a new development. We talked about looking for that FDA approval right now. Breaking through, Orogenics does have a decent opportunity to break through some of those levels. I mean, we can discuss it in more detail. I just want to see what its short float is right now. Orogenics 17% short float, and just 4.5 million shares out on Ogen. So
That's it?
yeah, good possibility to get going. It's only 27
4.5 million shares?
float. Yeah.
So someone with a $2 million bag can come in and just buy them all pretty much right now. I don't know if you would do that.
At me.
Yeah. Whoa.
But,
yeah, but all that
okay,
fine,
here we
how
go.
you got?
Boom, as my guy Sharif always is going. Well, he goes,
STH
he has
for
that
the
deep
W.
boom. Boom, that's his.
There you go, the boom.
Right there. What's up, Adam James Abroad? Thank you for coming through. One more time, STKH for the WNBA. Okay, STKH. Was there a story about that? Is that why we got that Enos Cantor thing? STKH today.
I don't even know what
Stakeholder Foods. Yeah, the wife grabbed those
steaks.
steaks from Costco. Let's see if they're any good. Later on, I will report back. I don't know if you've heard of that store before, Costco.
I told you about it.
Oh, you told me about that one, my bad. On that one as well. STKH over there. So Adam James is saying boom on that one. I hope, Adam, you're still chilling somewhere nice and beautiful in Canada here because it's a gorgeous, gorgeous summertime around some of these spots right now. STKH. Okay, so this is Steakhouse. What did I just call it? Stakeholder
Foods.
So let's go in. Did I miss a story here? There, STKH. Let's go in. Stakeholder Foods. Only 4%, but there's the problem. And it's not much of a problem. It's 1.7 million on the float. It's done 1.7 million today. So definitely something to look at there. Short float of only 4%. Probably a decent story. And if you're looking at it, you are at some decent levels right now. It doesn't seem like it has the firepower to really start getting blown up here. But yeah, definitely a nice move up there. Okay, so nothing on this. We'll see if it can hold $5. A pullback into VWAP. I mean, it's just doing volume right now. So it seems like there might be something brewing underneath right now with some stories. It was doing nothing all day. And all of a sudden right here at 2 o'clock, halted right there on an instant move higher. So I would say this is a go for me. 475 break long on STKH. That 475, it hasn't really ramped up. We halt once, it tried to go, coming back in, basing, and boom shakalaka to the upside. All right, Joe, tell me about this. Funding Joe's search for 988. Oh, 988 island dress.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
Yeah, because you've got the 12 islands. We just got to find
the 12 island. I think that's a little bit more catchy, 12 island. Interesting. But anyways, it works great.
Fine.
All right, we'll leave it with that one.
Yeah, okay.
Apple free fall. There's one for you.
Yeah.
How will you trade that? There you go. He's
I'm already in
taken
it, and we're already in it. Guess what, guys?
Dollar.
Yeah, thanks, Fabian, for doing that one. There it is, man. We bought the dips. You know, as if Neil was here, I have a more appropriate joke for buying this name today. It's like we bought the dips and then we bought an apple fritter. You know, Neil loves those apple fritters coming through. I'm gonna get him one, make him feel a bit better about the tendies over there, the tendinitis. But yeah, no, I think Apple. You know, you guys did make a good comment there about Apple today and where it potentially looked like it was going. It was getting hit. Like I don't know. I think Adara was searching. I don't think she got anything on it, but yeah.
So there was something on Apple, but it was probably about 5 minutes before that drop really crescendoed. Basically, what occurred was their longtime payment and payment services in Apple Wallet executive is leaving the company, retiring after 20 years. That was just a report as far as I know, but it was citing a memo, so it seems like it's pretty likely it's happening. That is going to happen in October. Klarna actually moved higher on this, which I'm not sure why it moved higher, but I expected it might move on this because Klarna and Apple do have some payment tie-ups.
Right. This Klarna, there was a firm, and then there was, I'm not sure I like the fintech space. It just seems like it's a little bit oversaturated right now with all these different offerings. There's Klarna just IPO'd. We have PayPal's doing something similar. Every time I buy something with PayPal, it's like, do you want to do it in 4 installments? Like, you know, interest-free and all this kind of stuff. So it's not necessarily such a unique, it's not really a super unique product, that installment type of stuff. But it looks like we just were happy with Apple, and then all of a sudden it all falls down again. And there goes Apple one more time, down to the downside into 303.20s again. So we should just maybe start taking a little bit off here as Apple kind of going a little different than what we had hoped for on that front. Yeah, thank you for that. Joe's going to later on look for the rest of those islands. But working on earnings. Here we go, Joe. Yeah. Potentially for you here. Options trades would like thoughts on for $5, man. That's a lot of work. SMCI, CoreWeave, Nebius, simple up or down predictions. Simple up or down predictions. All right. Do you ever look, Joe, at sort of first of all, do you ever play earnings related names this close to earnings? Like, would you, because it's so expensive now, right? On the options.
The options, yeah, you have implied volatility. For me, like full disclosure, I was never crazy. I would always go the equity route. Why? Because you can't close your options unless you have the capital. So I'll go over that momentarily, and then we'll go over the expected moves. So what I would do is play a straddle. So that's just an at-the-money call and at-the-money put. And the objective via the straddle is just to exceed the expected move and one contract to heavily outweigh the other. Now, the issue with that being is that after hours now, you cannot close your positions. So what do you need? You need the capital in order to either sell against that position or buy against that position. So for me personally, what I would do is just earnings reports, is I would play the volatility spike. I had a really good system when I was trading at home for after hours, and it was my favorite time of the year, to be honest with you, is it's just a 5-minute opening range break. And what is that opening range? The announcement candle. You wait for it to cool down and you play that break of the high or you play the break of the low, either to the long side or to the short side. So yeah, that's what I used to do there, Sean. It does get really expensive, and there's obviously an issue when it comes to closing those positions. I have a bunch of data based off of that. Here's Kava that's reporting after the bell, Sean. Just in case you were curious, we're looking at an 11.2 expected move here with a high of around $67 and a low of around $54, all right? And then we'll also take a look at CRWV. CoreWeave here reporting after the bell as well, looking at an 11.8% expected move with a high of around $98 and a low of around $77.47, all right? So yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to have a lot of fun doing that stuff. Also, Short Gamma is expanding on SpaceX. Thank you very much for that. A lot of takes here. Let's see if we can go. Joe, your beard grew in the last 2 hours. How many times a day do you shave? Times a day? None. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, can you boys look at our own Canadian company, OGI? They had earnings this morning and are the biggest Mary Jane plant in the world. Sean and I are well versed.
Organigram.
Yeah.
This was one of the ones I never got involved in. I mean, I'm minus 98% on all the other ones.
Well, same. Well, I mean, the one that I still own.
Yeah, OGI. We'll definitely have a look.
I just think the Canadian weed boom is obviously done. Like you're still on there's no split adjusted or anything along those lines, but you're still down 50%. This is a name I didn't even know existed. I just stuck with Canopy, Tilray, Afria, and Aurora. Cannabis, ACB.
Aurora,
yeah, down 99.9%.
All the best ones.
Down 99.9% on that one. So.
Yeah, no, I think for OGI there, I mean, you got to look at it from a longer time frame here. I mean, it's a great pop, don't get me wrong, but you know, these names have been really, really disgusting for a long time, man. And finally found a base there at 90 cents. It looks like nice little pop through. I think what Joe said there is right. I mean, the minute, first of all, I've already been cooked on all of the cannabis plays. So, but the other thing is too, we had on the show about like 4 years ago, some dude literally from Colombia, and he was saying that over there, they can just grow it in fields, basically like we grow corn and wheat and all that stuff. Like they have the right temperatures. It's even too hot to grow down there. And he was talking about like pennies a gram is what they can do, right? Like it's just literally planting a seed. So when I started hearing that, it was kind of like, maybe the money is in the distribution rather than the growing, the retail side of it, like what the margin looks like. But then all of a sudden when you're into retail, and TrueLeaf was a good name. TrueLeaf just switched over. Is it TRUL, TrueLeaf? There it is, it's on Blue Ocean, yeah, TRLV. Yeah, so these guys are multi-state operators. So I believe their biggest is Florida. So they're the ones that are gonna be selling the weed. So, that there's a good opportunity, I think, in that space rather than the growers. And of course, we don't have, this was again, just from when it went over to New York, still holding out decently there. But honestly, Trump has talked about legislation. I mean, we've had the ETF again is MSOS. Yep, good one there. So MSOX is, I think, the 2 or 3X levered one. And I would just say, honestly, I mean, thanks for the talk there on OGI. But it's just, if you want to get involved, I think you just buy whatever ETF and you just hope that at some point it gets legalized or something like that happens. And then you get just some love back in this. Back in December, maybe Derek can remember, December of 25, there must have been some stories, maybe President Trump talking about it or something, their legalization. Oh, that was when I think, remember it was going to go from Schedule 3 to 1?
Yeah, I think that's when they had those.
Yeah, and then look, so like all that happened.
1 to 3.
Yeah, 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6. And then all the way back down. And because, marijuana should be classified probably the same as cocaine, realistically.
And heroin.
And heroin, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just as bad, right?
Is being sarcastic?
Pardon me, Adara?
I can't tell if that was sarcasm or not.
What do you think? Adara, do you think that?
Do you believe?
I don't think it was, but the tone, I can't tell.
Do you believe that marijuana should be classified the same as heroin and cocaine?
No.
There you go.
Well, we think it shouldn't.
Probably, man, that's crazy.
We think it shouldn't.
Yay.
Right there. But anyways, there are back and forth things about just legalizing everything, and then getting people the proper help.
Portugal. Everything is decriminalized.
Right.
Decriminalized.
Yeah, exactly.
You got everything.
Yeah.
No,
I know.
For a long time, Portugal, I'm pretty sure if anything.
I've read some papers on that. It's not an unbelievable idea to decriminalize basically all substances, give people the help they need when it comes there, let it become easier to acquire.
Yeah.
Therefore, there's less underground, there's less
but see, the issue,
quality control issues. Because like fentanyl, they're busting out this fentanyl from China. And look, I mean, it's an addiction and it's deadly. And it's something that we shouldn't really joke about. But there are studies about decriminalization and how that does help the population.
Well, they tried that in BC, which I don't think what they were doing necessarily went
you got to give it. I think
you have to give it a good runway.
Like
there still has to be some regulation behind it, obviously. But the issue, Sean, with that being is that considering jails are privatized in the United States, you know what I mean? So that they're going to be losing.
I know what you mean.
Right?
Yeah. There's a reason why jails are privatized.
Exactly.
And money keeps flowing back and forth with that. Okay, guys, we are still ear to the ground about all of these trades. Apple's not, it did have a move up to 303.40, 303.50, coming back in right there, 303.70, decent outs. I said I wasn't going to reload it. That might have been a bad idea, but we're still hitting it right now. Right there as we hit the sirens up for that trade and get rid of it by hitting the bang. Intel, so I have less than 5% left of this trade. Out at VWAP, out at the 200 period moving average, possibly looking to reload against that level, but this Intel is actually just bothering me. I don't even really want it in the account. So this is how I treat those kind of positions: offer, enter, out. So that's it, man. 5% was doing nothing to my net, if anything, $5 or $6 up or down. So we'll just wait and now regroup that on Intel. I just don't want to look at it anymore. So we have Apple long 43 cents. We have NVIDIA short. I mean, that seems to have been a good idea. I'm going to get out another bid right here as we're just kind of hovering around. And you could see right there, this is your 25 period moving average. So we'll take a bid right there and get out. And remember, I just want to remind everybody, and we're going to go over who's making all the money around here these days at Real Trading. We'll do that in 1 second. But we are on a prop floor. And so when you're prop trading, it's not a transactional fee that you worry about as far as trading, because there are rebates you can get. And we always talk about professional execution versus retail execution. Professional execution would be more on the side that we're talking about, whereby, and I think there are some platforms, don't get me wrong, does IBKR does not offer rebates, right? Like if you're bidding a price and you get filled, no.
No, because I think they go through their own.
Crypto,
they go through their own inventory. I don't know as for gateway. You're not going to get gateway.
Yeah, I know they go through their own inventory. So
exactly.
But sometimes they'll pay you to sit there.
I'm not familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some crypto exchanges will do that. I know on Coinbase, I think they do it. I think on Binance, they'll give you a little bit if you add liquidity rather than remove liquidity, depending on the status of your account. Obviously, here at Real Trading, just by me sitting there, you saw me sitting there waiting for the fill as we were talking. So when it comes in, and like if I bid right now 81s using ARCA or Nasdaq or any of these sort of stores, they're called electronic gateways, ECNs, then what winds up happening is you get hit and you get the credit into your account for providing the liquidity into the market. And when I used to teach this, which I did before the show, was I would just treat each one of these, and maybe if we go to something a little bit slower, let's go to AT&T. If you, like IEX, these are all stores. So there's IEX, there's BATS, there's New York, there's ARCA, there's Nasdaq. Let's just stop there. If you go into any of these stores and look for shares, they have them for sale, basically. And right? And in this situation, you would get paid a rebate if you are the store. So you're sitting there giving your liquidity into the market, and anytime someone executes against you, you're going to get a rebate. So, that's why when you have NVIDIA here today, and just to tell you guys, I have 71 active fills so far on NVIDIA, and you know what my fees are? $3.70. So $3.70, and I have 71 fills, and a lot of that money is money that we can't do anything about because there's an SEC fee, which is a certain, and actually they might have either reduced that or gotten rid of it temporarily, but that's another fee that we have to pass on, as well as clearing fees. Remember there's a fee to go short and all that stuff as well that are embedded into prop trading. So that will be another thing there. And without any further ado, one of our good friends that I know has prop trading experience, it's Brian Shannon, back from Alaska. And how was your little vacation there? From Alpha Trends. Thank you so much coming through. Brian Shannon from Alpha Trends is back in the building here live with us at Trader TV. Welcome, Brian. And you look relaxed. Everything looks great. How was your little vacation there?
It was excellent. I would recommend everyone goes up there and looks into all the awesome activities to do. We just had a great time.
Good. Yeah, Dara was mentioning that and saying that although there's a lot of activities to do, she thought maybe a week or two might be the cap over there. But what was your favorite thing to do?
Without a doubt, walking in the river with about 20 different brown bears out there. Just insane.
Wow.
What? That's so
insane.
And you didn't fear for your life or anything?
They really, at first it was a little bit intimidating, but they walked, Sean, within 10 feet of me.
Oh my God.
And they just don't care. There are so many fish down there that they're eating. They eat 60,000 calories a day when they're fattening up. So they're just fishing, and we're just kind of a nuisance to them. They're like, I was standing there at one point with my wife, and two bears came up. We didn't even hear them. And they just kind of looked at us like, get the hell out of the way. So we did. And they just continued walking upstream. It was really amazing.
I'm sure there was a guide there in case things went a little south.
We did have a guide, but you don't need a guide. It's crazy. They'll just let you go down there.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
well, awesome.
What you have to fear is the hungry bear. Right? So
exactly. They're not hungry.
These guys are hungry. They're feasting on salmon.
Fresh salmon. Yeah, my wife just got some salmon at Costco. I wonder if there's a difference. All right. So thanks, Brian, for being with us one more time here today. Just a quick question. When you go on vacations like that, especially with family, do you just completely, unplug? Do you keep a couple positions on, or is that kind of the furthest thing from your mind when you're enjoying some good family vacation time?
I had a couple positions on. I mean, when we pulled back prior to me leaving that Thursday, we pulled back, after the Leopold low, we pulled back the next day to the 5-day moving average and the anchor off that low. So I bought a couple of things, nothing really big, but I'm still holding them. And fortunately, I was able to participate in some of that strength last week. But I didn't spend any time obsessing over them, looking at them, looking for new ideas, or even doing anything other than adjusting stops.
And we've done this long enough to know that time is more valuable. We can have a lot of seat time in front of the screens, and you and I have definitely combined for many, many years. But your history is in prop trading, right? You started out as a prop trader?
I didn't start there. I mean, full time I started there. Yeah, actually, that's true. I started out, after being a retail stockbroker.
Right.
I went to a prop firm called Generic Trading out of New York. And back then it was 24K dial-up. And then I remember when we went to a 48K dial-up, it was, lightning faster. So it was, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And trading in quarters and in eighths and then sixteenths and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of where I got started, Sean.
Amazing. And I was just thinking about a joke. Like I remember reading that book that you were working for somebody, and every time they made a trade, a big cannon would fire off. That was a funny story there in one of your books. I was just thinking about it. Every time Brian goes on vacation, he anchors with the VWAP. If you're in a boat or something like that. Anyways, lame ass joke.
I should have taken a picture. There's a town in Alaska that we drove through. Yeah. It's called Anchor Point.
Anchor. Oh, okay.
And I should have taken a picture. Like this is the point where you anchor.
Could have been the cover of your next book, man. We could have got something going on over there. Well, you mentioned that bottom there with now I forget the name of it again. Situational awareness. There we go. Bottom. And today, Brian, we actually had a super chat, and I was kind of secretly trying to leave it for you. And it was CoreWeave and Nebius. Both those names are reporting. One tonight with CoreWeave and then Nebius tomorrow. I'm not trying to get a prediction, because anybody that thinks, that we can, predict what's going to happen on earnings, that's a tough gig. But if you're looking at charts right here, CoreWeave underneath the 200 period moving average. I was thinking, actually, and I know we're in the penalty box, and I get this from you, so shout out to Brian from Alpha Trends. We want to thank him for being on with us one more time here. But, you're in a penalty box until you're out. And right here, underneath the 200, underneath the 50, CoreWeave not looking the greatest. However, I think if they can come up with a good story, we had one from Riot Blockchain today about Anthropic. Boom goes to Dynamite. I think you're at a good level here, potentially coiling up, maybe getting going. That's what CoreWeave looks like. And they also had that bottom there with the fund. And then NBIS, your next name over here, looking a little different on the daily than CoreWeave. Once this loads up, I can get it for you once it does. Again, underneath the 50-period moving average is Nebius, but over the 200. So if we were going to sort of pick and choose, does one of these charts look a little bit more interesting to Brian Shannon than the other?
They're both interesting, but as far as buying them ahead of earnings, I have zero interest. And, if we look at CoreWeave first, like you said, we're right up against that 200-day moving average. That's that black dashed line. And the blue dashed line is the 50-day moving average. The orange line is the year-to-date anchor. This is on the right, the 30-minute time frame, the anchor off the Leo low. So, maybe we drop down in towards that level, come back up, rebuild, and then we can make it through this 95. I think you've got to make it back above and hold above 96 just to become more neutral here from a longer term structural point. But when I look at this daily chart, it's just a mess. I mean, I really don't understand the fascination with this stock so much, because it is just, it's done nothing really since they've come public. It's up a bit, but a lot of volatility and great for shorter term trades, but just volatility all over the place. I think there's saner stocks to trade. NBIS is
Similar,
probably a little bit saner. The thing is, it's below the anchor from the Leo low, and this is one of the positions that was in his account. So basically, the average price since that low is now above us. If this one can get back up towards that 50-day moving average, create a higher low, and then I think then you've got something here with NBIS. This one I like better. We had this low, we have what's looking like a higher low. So now on the daily time frame, one more rally up, higher low, and then get going.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're similar on that one. I did think that Nebius was a little bit of a better look on that. Have you seen Bending Spoons, which is symbol BSP? This is another recent IPO, and what they do is they take sort of old apps. They're big engineering for computer science, taking old apps, bringing them back. I think maybe Vine is one of theirs. They're an Italian-based company. They just IPO'd, and I know we just talked about CoreWeave, what they've been doing, and Nebius and SpaceX now, and Cerebras, and some of these most recent names here. But check out Bending Spoons. I mean, this has had a great IPO down there at 31 bucks, pops up to 40, gives you all the love down here where you could have really just kind of gone long against some of those lows. Maybe you stop out on July 15th or this day right there when it pops below. But if you're lucky enough to have a little bit of a lower stop, or you even get back in once it builds strength again, there goes BSP. So is this appropriate here? If we're trying to get in, like this is a missed opportunity, but it looks like the buyers want to come in and continue to buy this name. Huge day yesterday, 44 to 54, trying to get higher. Can we place an anchor? And unfortunately, this software that I'm using right here, Brian, doesn't have that, but is anchoring something to its IPO day one trade? Is that something now, or do we just not have enough data yet to use an anchored VWAP on BSP?
No, that's something that I do from the very first minute of trading, and then it often becomes important for a long time, like we saw in the case of Intel that we talk about once in a while. Back when they IPO'd, that became the anchor to keep an eye on for this last move. Anyways, Bending Spoons. Didn't one of your kids tell you to buy this one, Sean?
Yeah, that's. These kids cost me a lot of money, and then when there's an opportunity for them to make me some money, I don't listen to them.
You don't listen to them.
So you're 100% right. Good memory. Yeah, my son that just graduated from Waterloo, he was saying that he's looking for a job, and he actually got one downtown here with an AI private firm, and he's been really glad to have that. But when I told him about Bending Spoons, he's like, "Oh my God, you got to get in. That's like a very high quality. They're looking for everybody graduating, trying to get in there." So I didn't know if that was like bubble-ish, but at the end of the day, yes, was a good recommendation. I think trading on stuff like that is actually fine. I mean, if there's the companies you don't understand, some of the youth these days definitely know.
Yeah, if they can educate you on the story and then you see a chart setting up, then by all means. I mean, I view it the same. But the anchor from the IPO, we got back above it over here, and it's been up and away. I mean, the stock has nearly doubled here in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So buying it here, maybe a little bit stretched. I think you look at the anchor from where it started getting going here. We touched it a couple days ago. So maybe in the next few days, if it works its way down a little bit in towards this 5-day moving average and the anchor off the beginning of that move stabilizes, then I think you want to buy it. But up here, it's just getting a little too stretched for me personally.
All right, Joe has a couple of topics.
Yeah. Well, we're going to touch on a couple of things. What's going on, Brian? Good to talk to you once again.
You too.
Listen, I want to talk about the indices here. Now, we've seen the SPY, we've seen the Dow Jones, and we've seen the Russell 2000 hit all-time highs, the ETFs, that is. But if you're someone who's been sitting with some cash on the sideline, and that may not be the best thing right now, but I'm looking at some of these pullbacks, Brian, and respectively with the SPY and in the DIA and IWM, it's 4, 5, even 6%, I'm finding these relatively shallow. At what point do you think we can get in some of these runs? Because we're only getting 4 or 5% of a pullback. Are we going to see that 10, 12 anytime soon, where I think a lot of people are looking for? Because you and I had the discussion is that, hey, are we looking for this pullback, which would put us at around 8%, but we got half of that, and the next thing we are making all-time highs. How are you looking at this?
Pretty amazing, right? I mean, when we look at the daily chart here on the left, we broke this resistance, and then it was up and away off that, what was the Leo low. So I've got the anchor off of that Leo low right here. And what I'm really hoping we see in the next couple days, because as mentioned, I only had small positions based on it touching we made that low, and the next day we gapped up, pulled back to the 5-day moving average and the anchor off of that low, and it's been up and away. Now we're having trouble with the 5-day moving average. I'd love to see in the next couple days, maybe we pull back down and test that anchor at about 760. So if we would come down to 760, it would actually test this prior resistance as well as that anchor. So we could actually put that on the daily chart and see that, it pretty much ties this prior band of resistance up in here. So pulling back towards 760, if we start to stabilize and move higher, I think that's where you get involved, is strength after a pullback to 760 in the SPY. For the Qs, maybe down towards that 705 would be ideal, and that would at that point be testing the 20-day moving average, and that 20 would be rising because we're averaging this data out over here. So I'm hoping that we get maybe another 2 to 3 days of pullback and then set up for the next leg higher.
And that, I guess that's the narrative in which you just kind of explained there, is it's a continuous buy the dip scenario. For individuals like myself, would like to see something a little bit deeper, but from the metrics that we just explained right there, that's 2.5%. That's not very deep. I feel that's relatively shallow.
It certainly is. The only if the semiconductors fell apart, which it doesn't look like they're going to, then maybe that puts a little damper on things. But we've got, here's the anchor off the Leo low. So maybe we pull back to 555-ish in there and then make a higher low here. And then when we look at that, you could look at this daily chart and say that's a shoulder, that's a head, and that's a shoulder. And then we get back above that 585, 590, it could be up and away to new all-time highs in the SMH as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And to lead into more of this discussion, I'm looking at NVDA here, and we've been consolidating. Like, we had this long consolidative base here from August 25 to March of 26. It breaks out, but then now we're moving sideways again. What do you see going on with this name in particular? Like, why aren't we seeing some of the moves that we've seen in some of the other names here in NVDA?
Well, who was it, that sold their big piece back in May or something like that? And it's just taken some time. We saw an important move last week that it made it past this resistance here at 210. Now, if it can pull back down into that zone for, maybe it does this for a couple days, pulls back down into that 210 zone, that's also the anchor off that Leo low. Then the 20-day moving average is catching up to it. The 20 is above the 50. And you pull back into there, if that resistance does in fact become support, then I think you've got your next move in NVIDIA to new all-time highs.
Perfect. And final question here. What are you thinking about some of these memory names? I mean, again, massive runs here to the tune, some of them going 1,000%, SanDisk, and then obviously some of the other names, Western Digital, just going on these substantial runs and then losing half of their value, but you're not seeing participants really step back in some of these names here.
Yeah, they're still having problems, obviously. Like, you look at Western Digital here, it's below declining 20 and 50-day moving average. I don't think there's a lot more downside in these. You've got the year-to-date anchor here, which has been important for Western Digital over and over again. And below that, if it were to get worse, you've got the rising 200-day moving average. But I think they're just going to take some time still to digest in here. SanDisk, same thing. We bounced perfectly from the year-to-date anchor. That was the absolute low of that pullback right there on the 29th. And we've bounced up to the declining 20. So it's kind of doing what it's supposed to. And maybe it's just going to need some time, get that 20-day moving average flattened out, run up to the 50, and then consolidate a little bit. The 50 flattens out, then you're ready to go again. I think the worst is probably behind us right now, but it doesn't mean you can expect them to buy them here and just quickly run. a couple weeks of settling down in here seems like the best scenario for them.
Thanks.
There you go. $2 super chat.
Yeah,
for
thanks, Brian. Yeah, I was going to go ahead and do this. Looks like Andre beat us to this. But yeah, here we go. We have a question from the audience, Brian, then we're going to get maybe a look from you if there's any stock that you're looking at. This is Zeta. This is a online marketing company that has an all-in-one platform. So if you're a big business looking to, buy software or buy ad space, what they have is an all-in-one platform, cloud, AI, to help big businesses basically find, it's kind of like the trade desk, try to find out, good spots for them to be investing their money as far as advertising. Tons and tons of clients underneath them with earnings just out. What does this look like to you, Zeta? And it's been a very, very aggressive move. And for me, breaking through this $25 mark, this is off to the races here. The highs go all the way back into March right now, running into potentially something over here. But this looks like it's trying to break out here. ZETA, another one of these names involved in the AI race.
Yeah, let's not compare it to TTD though, because
no,
that one's just a disaster. Zeta, whatever you want to call this thing. The thing about this, when I look at a weekly chart, is it just broke this resistance, like you said here, Sean, and that is a place where we've been rejected several times in the past. Now we've broken past it. The past rejections have been really hard too. So they came up there and got the crap knocked out of them 4 times. This time we're holding above them. So I think this 25-ish area is going to be important in terms of a level that it needs to hold if it begins to pull back. The thing that really just makes me a little bit concerned about a new position here is it's gone from 19 to 29. So it's just rallied basically 50% here in the last 2 weeks. It's still positive. It's still running. So I think the name of the game in here is, if you're long, you raise your stop up under these higher lows with that rising 5-day moving average, and then if it starts to pull back deeper in maybe a couple weeks and comes down and tests that 25 level, that will really kind of pave the way for what could be next. So we had this 50% move. It hasn't really had much of a correction opportunity yet. If you are making new purchases, I'd say a stop goes under here, just underneath that higher low from this morning. But it's getting a little bit too stretched for, to be able to think it can continue at this pace, I think.
Yeah, looks a little stretched to me. Zeta there, covered by Brian Shannon. We want to thank Brian Shannon for coming through from Alpha Trends right now. There's many names we could ask you about.
Could go all day.
Yeah, we could basically go all day. Is there something on your radar right now that you want to let our viewers sort of say, hey, maybe this is worth a look, it's setting up for something, a name that you could maybe give some of our viewers to go do some homework on?
Sure. How about Neogen, NEOG? The biotechs are strong. This one, NEOG, they just reported earnings, and it gapped up on those earnings. Here's the anchor from that earnings report right here. So you can see we're right at it. Tomorrow, that 5-day moving average begins to rise as we average this data out. So maybe a quick pullback in the morning, and then it gets going. But this is just huge volume on the rally up here for several days. Lighter volume on the consolidation is the volume pattern that signature that we're looking for. It pulled back to this prior band of resistance. If you look at a weekly chart, it still looks like it's got some room to run. This is where we are. This is where maybe we could be heading up towards that 14-ish level, which would be a nice 18, 19% move from here. So I've got a close eye on Neogen, and a worst case stop would go underneath this low. Maybe you split your stop, put half of it under here, or a third of it here, a third of it there, and a third under that level, so that if it gets a little shakeout, you still got some left to go.
All right, just got a little story there. U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent, we welcome Meta's release of Muse Glimmer.
Okay.
Does that mean anything to you, Brian? To me, no.
No, Muse Glimmer? What
exactly.
idea.
It's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just recent news.
Yeah.
Meta's been trying to pop up and down another name that we could probably talk to you about. But we want to thank Brian Shannon. He never asked me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyways. This is Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. Still one of the best financial books that you can get right now on the market. And I think it's probably 4 or 5 years old, Brian, maybe more?
2023 it came out. So
Wow,
it's
time,
basically 3
yeah,
years, yeah.
time flying right there. Yeah, 2023. So thank you to Brian for that one. Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. You can go find that. Go to his page at Alpha Trends as well on X and on Stock Twits. Absolutely fantastic, Brian. Thank you for all your stories about Alaska there. That was wild times for the bear. If you have any pictures, man, next time would love to see one or two.
Check out my X. I put a bunch of them on there.
Perfect. As soon as we leave, we're going right over there then. We'll show them. So don't go anywhere. Traders, stay with us. We'll show you Brian Shannon.
The adventures
potentially
of Brian.
Almost getting eaten by a bear.
Yeah. The adventures of
Brian Shannon. Yeah, maybe we
next book, right?
We can do that. Yeah, we'll get our team to put something together. But thank you so much. It's Brian Shannon. Go give this gentleman a follow. One of our original guests. It's Brian from Alpha Trends. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us.
Thanks, Brian.
My pleasure always. Thanks, everyone.
Ciao. Thank you. And we'll just keep that book. We'll just keep that book right here for everybody's viewing pleasure.
I think it's been there.
Right there. It was on its side. So
Okay.
let's put it up there.
Well, guess what, Katina, man? I don't have anything. If you can hit it, some form of excitement button.
Okay, bang.
Bang. There we go. We're long some META.
Very original excitement button.
Who was it? Besant who mentioned this? Let's see if we can get a little bit of a uptick here in META. We had that nice move earlier. We're going with the same size on this one. It's light stuff. Only 100 shares down here. Katina, man, 22.14 to see if we can get any form of a pop in this name. We're going to get out at 22.10s to see what we got.
I appreciate the honesty there on the share size. That is for sure. I want to say just real quickly here.
Bang.
Yeah, let's go bang again.
Just keep it
Let's
simple.
go bang again.
Keep it simple.
Looky.
Oh.
Look, what happened? What happened, Apple? There we go, down to 303. Now it's 304.50. Oh. All right, it's 50. 304.50. So there it is, man. 303. We're long. We're now $1. How much in the money? It's 50. But yeah, anyways, 304.50. We'll take some out, man. I mean, we're getting lighter and lighter on this position. We only have a third left. So good on you, Apple, for doing that, man. And thank you to Brian for having that interview with us, because it allowed me to not just get out of it like a maniac and try to hold on to a little bit more. So there goes Apple cooking now to the upside. You know what? I had this as a 2-minute chart. I'm actually going to potentially change this. It's not long enough for me. And I had that actually with Brian Shannon last time, and he was talking to me about some of those 2-minute candles action going on there. But I'm going to change this to a 5 just to give myself a little bit more detailed look there, because I was just trying to find some levels there for Apple. Easier. I mean, it's going to look like the same level, but sometimes a little easier to find if you do zoom out there. But there goes Apple. We did it. We did it. We did ignore, though, this trade, and unfortunately, it wouldn't have came back in. I mean, if I was bidding, and this was right about 240, so we didn't even have Brian on at that point, but I didn't get a chance. The last thing I want to do is ask him about SpaceX, because then all the SpaceX haters in the chat will be like, oh, now they're asking Brian about it. But, this name here did have it bounce now 2 days in a row at 130. So potentially tomorrow's trade today, could be that 130 on SpaceX. Definitely looking at that. I mean, I have Mr. Options right beside me, and I think that there could be some decent opportunities there at that 130 level. I mean, good news, any moment for SpaceX really sends this thing, pun intended, but whoops. No, it sends this one to the moon on a rocket ship. So we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening there with SpaceX coming out very, very soon. All right, Sia's here, Adair's here, and we're going to go back to the desk.
Let's take a look at what the markets are doing right now. You have the SPY that is down 0.37%, the triple Qs that are down 0.5%, and the Dow that is down 0.40% to be precise. Let's take a look at two things that I want to talk to you about. JBL, that is Jabil Incorporated, a company that builds circuit boards. So they have received an upgrade to buy from UBS. Analyst David Vaught has said, we upgrade Jabil to a buy on a multi-year growth cycle fueled by AI investment from Amazon, Meta, and Google, rising healthcare demand as capacity comes online, and scaling automation and robotics markets. So JBL is currently up 5.3% on the day. Also, APP, AppLovin, currently down 5.4% on the day. After Bank of America has downgraded the stock, its shares to neutral, the firm has also said that risks to AAP11's revenue growth forecast have now increased, and Bank of America has also continued by trimming its price target down to $400 from $430 where it was sitting at. Currently, APP trading around the $320.5 region.
All right, good stuff. Thank you very much for that.
I have a new trade idea.
What is it?
SpaceX long.
SpaceX long. Okay, well, give me some more detail on what.
No more details other than that.
That's just.
Just SpaceX forever long. Apparently.
How about Meta?
I just wanted to say, yesterday we had it going off. Looks like it's going off here right now. I'm going to take a long through 133. That's that level right there. We could be wrong. It could hit and come right back in. So we'll take half a unit and we'll see. We'll just say let's ride. Russell Wilson style, let's ride. We'll see if we can get that back up to the upside right now. And I know that's what a ludicrous song too. Let's ride or let's ride. Let's ride. I think that's about right. There, probably one of his biggest songs, and I can't even remember how it goes. But there, 133 break there. We have a 200 period helper as well, helping give some support to that. That's at 132. Oh no, that's Chauclair. Let's ride, Canadian. That's why nobody knows it. Right there, 132 breaking higher there. So I'm going to try a 133 long. Did you say we had a super chat about SpaceX?
Yes, someone did have one.
What was it? Was it like, are we going long?
Pull it up here. What we got going? I'm leveraged long.
Yeah, good move. I did see it.
Bull rev trap. Listen, so your leverage, are you using a vehicle or are you on margin? I think the question deserve two completely different answers. Now, if you're using a leveraged ETF, it's not good, okay? Because if things get disastrous, it's significantly more difficult than just funding your account on a margin account, all right? So for me personally, I would avoid using the leveraged ETFs. And if you are going to use that aspect, you would prefer, you're on margin, says Arthur. Yeah, you got to add a little bit more, to be honest with you. Listen, it is what it is. So I'm long SpaceX for as long as I can recall now. I mean, since the couple of days after the IPO.
Okay, here we
go. And I will be for the foreseeable future. So you're looking to go long this meta trade.
I'm doing it right here.
Isn't doing what I wanted to do either.
Yeah, no, this is doing what I think we wanted to do. It just sucks because we had indicated down here around 131 that this was a long that we liked, and now I'm finally trying to punch into it at 133 there. Sometimes trades look so easy, like we were talking about the last couple of days, where it just worked, right? I mean, if we use something like that, yesterday it basically breaks this level around 315, which is actually right now is when it started going. It's a little earlier today, obviously, on Meta as it breaks that. Looking back, this little clump up and then the take of the 200, we should probably be long $1 a go, which is why we're only going to use half a unit. I feel like that's already been a nice aggressive move, and maybe there we go, we're long now SpaceX. It just breaks through. Looks like it just ticked into the 20s there, but I'm going to give this a buck. So we're going to leave it for a second. This was yesterday's play there at the end of the day. The day before that, we had a nice increase as well when we bounced off of 130, basically closing at 133 there. So we're going to see what winds up happening now as there's the move higher, with me. And then here's the pullback in. So right now it looks like we're going to be out about 20 cents or so. Yeah. On this trade, we got punched in. So we talked about this yesterday with Neil about he was trading the Toronto one, just not really. I asked him why, and it was, trying just to get used to some of the slippage and the fills that were happening over there. This is not horrible slippage at all, 4 or 5 cents. We were taking a 133 break anyways, so, we indicated that. The reason why I want to give this about $1, you're going to have converging lines right now of the 25 and the 200, so they're both going to be supported around 132. So if we do drop in, let's get a little longer ahead of that. And look, if we lose, we lose on this. There's nothing we can... this is a trade idea. This is part of the business, right? I used to always think like, oh my God, I don't really want to have any losers. We're going to be right now, before we enter that trade, we're at the highest spot all day that we've been at. And we can throw some of this money at it, like Apple, like this is now $2 in the money. So props up on that one there for anybody that hit Apple with me as well. So, that's going to be a good long. And you never want to throw bad money after good, like just because we made money, bless you, just because we made money on Apple doesn't mean that now all of a sudden we can just throw it away on SpaceX, although that appears to be what we're doing right now. Let's give this a go, right? We're gonna give it a go. I'm actually only in a third of a unit. I know I said about a half. Change it down to a third. I'm going to use the other bullet somewhere around here, 132. Actually just bid 132.20 to get another quarter of a unit. So that'll put me up to just over half a unit, which is fine. Kind of what we want to do. Let me buy into this dip right here, give ourselves a little bit of a better average price as we buy some 56s there. And that one I had to go in and punch to get those longs. So there it is. Now our average price only down by a little bit to 98 cents. That's why sometimes our average price will change, because I'm averaging in and averaging out. How real trading calculates it is an averaged in and an averaged out price. First in, first out. So FIFO over there with their accounting rules. Oh, we did say that we were going to look at the top traders. Yes. So yeah, let me look at this and then we'll talk about it. So thank you so much from TikTok there with your 1 cent gift. What about CPI tomorrow? Maybe Adara, if she does have any sort of CPI graphic out, we can do that. She's going to have a look. All right, okay, good. We'll Adara, I'll throw it back over there. We can have a look at that graphic, or even put the link in the. Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. Maybe we could talk about it. But there it is. This is who made the money yesterday at Real Trading. So this is the top 10 traders yesterday. Amex New York, Amex Canada again right there, 17,000. This is unbelievable, dude. Like I hadn't seen the Turkish market on here for days. You know, for years, I should say. Now it's been like, it's on here at least a couple times a week. Now someone's absolutely demolishing either a trade idea, some kind of a opportunity there in Turkey. So I think the best thing to do would be to look up which stocks are doing the most volume over there, because at Real Trading, we have access to over 60 lit markets. So that's kind of cool. And then here we go, LSE, Paris, Turkey. So someone obviously there trading the European markets also, Amex. So it would be interesting to find out what exactly.
Who's the top guy?
18K, and just North America.
Pretty close race there between.
Yeah. I mean, everything's pretty good. This is a pretty good board, right? I mean, I'd be happy making 7 a day. That is for damn sure. And then 18,000, even more blessed to do that. But, you know, again, this doesn't show the losses or anything like that. And I don't know the buying power that these guys have. The New York Yankees have just struck a financing deal with Apollo Management Group. I don't know what they need that financing for, the New York Yankees, but Apollo getting in probably a percentage of the business. $2.6 billion the New York Yankees were just sold for a percentage to Apollo Group. So there you go, man. I mean, MLSE is getting richer by the minute over here with all these Toronto teams. Looks like Apollo getting involved. What a business that is, man. Professional sports teams. You know, people are spending money on these hobbies.
Pele has to go.
What's that?
Pele has to go.
Pele?
Pele.
Keith Pele.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think the Maple Leafs have done a fantastic job this last offseason.
What about all the other seasons?
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Let's see what happens. And that wasn't Keith Pele all the other seasons. That's Brendan Shanahan, my guy.
But
Keith Pele is now the president.
No, but he was MLSE.
Yeah, I know, MLSE, but he wasn't nothing to do with the Leafs as much. Now he's more.
Oh, dude, he was heavily embedded with the Leafs.
No, I know, but now it's his show.
Now it's his show.
Yeah, so now he's got a new GM, he's got a new coach. Everything is under him now.
Yeah. Well,
let's wait to see how that.
I mean, come on, Leafs fan didn't like this.
Wait a minute, don't they still have Berube? Did they get rid of Berube?
No, he's gone, man. We don't have.
Yeah, so who's
I don't even know who this guy is. He's some NCAA coach.
Oh yeah. That's right. I was like getting all about that. Yeah, but so the Maple Leafs, I think they'll be okay. Oh, we're over under 17 and a half.
Yeah, 17 and a half. A lot of people. You didn't see the chat. A lot of people have me winning that one. Yeah. You think Gavin McKenna is going to score 18 goals this season? Well, yeah, clearly you bet $20 on it, so obviously you believe it.
Yeah.
All right,
sure, man.
All right,
Adara, anything? I mean, we just had that information on the CPI. Do you have the expected number, what we're going to look for tomorrow morning? Okay, let's go.
So this visual is actually technically the template that I'm going to be using to post tomorrow, but it's all up to date, so I thought, why not show it to you? The reason the actual has no numbers is because the number hasn't come out yet, but I'm going to update this and post this as close to 8:30 a.m. as I can. And when I say as close to 8:30 a.m. as I can, I mean after the number. So you guys are going to get a visual right after the number, as I like to do for some of these economic events. Either way here, guys, as I mentioned earlier, you've got an interesting trend where you've got, and this is also the case for PPI last time I checked as well, where you're expecting actually a heating, hotter CPI month over month and core CPI month over month prints this time than you got before. So you're expecting, again, month over month 0.1% versus negative 0.4% prior. Core CPI month over month 0.2% versus 0% prior. So we're expecting these numbers to heat up. But if you look at the year-over-year numbers, we're actually expecting them to cool. So year-over-year CPI 3.4% is the estimate versus 3.5% prior. Core CPI year-over-year 2.5% versus 2.6% prior. So it's kind of an odd look when you're expecting a cooling here for year-over-year, but a heating for month-over-month. We're going to have to wait and see if that does come to fruition. But it's worth noting for PPI, Producer Price Index, I'm seeing the exact same trend. Back to you.
For that, and you know what? Yeah, you're just gonna. Let's talk. We can talk about Google too, down 4% today. What's up with that? Right there. What's up with this?
Oh,
let's go, man. Sirens up on this one, man. Like 50-50. I mean, based on what Adair was showing us there tomorrow, there's going to be some movement here, you know, with the uncertainty of that CPI print coming tomorrow. Like the fact that this is 50-50 with a month to go, like that's right in line right now to give us really something to look forward to on September the 16th. So definitely get in there, mark your calendars like right now. That's going to be an absolutely fantastic day to join us here on Trader TV Live, as Neil and I will be taking you in to the numbers. At 2:30 is when the conference will be, the back and forth with Warsh. And, you know, we really saw a turn of the tides last Fed day when, you know, the market was really rallying, and all of a sudden some cold water, and we absolutely tanked the rest of that day. And then even the next morning started off decent, and then boom, more downside there in the Nasdaq and the ES based off last Fed number, as you know, it got a little bit more hawkish than dovish. And
Warsh's Fed is going to be nothing like JP's Fed.
No, I mean, well, you think because more communication or less communication? Right,
less communication.
That's his idea there with the task forces.
I believe what he stated when his last meeting was less data dependent and more forward looking, more or less. So again, anticipating, not waiting for the data to come in. A lot of interesting things coming from Kevin Warsh. So
yeah, it should be, you know, new ideas.
Forward guidance, yeah, exactly.
Trump picked him. He's Trump's guy, so we'll have to wait to see now, you know, where that goes from here and what kind of control, you know, these guys have on the Fed and the interest rate decision that's about to roll through. Okay, guys, it's not looking great. Yeah, I mean, we tried that 133. I mean, good thing is, the bad thing is now we have that half a unit. I'm going to give a stop there, honestly. 131 breaking through. It's getting close. Like I was saying that we got to give this one a little bit of room, but right here, if we zoom back in, we have now not a great look here. It's back to 30s right now, but it broke through the 25. You know, when we were looking at it, that was down here at 132. It's obviously pretty quickly appreciated upside. It's only a 1 minute chart, so these lines changing real quick, but the 200 period is still there. So I'm going to try to use right down here, 31.75, you know, see if that's a little bit of a bump area there. That's 31.90, you know, so 131.90. Hopefully that holds. Looks like we're going to try to break 32s right now. So, you know, and remember what I was saying, like, sometimes it just looks so easy that, hey, I'm just going to go long SpaceX because the last 3 days it bumped. Well, you know, it's not bumping now. Maybe it needs a bump to get back to the upside there, if you know what I'm saying. But right now, SpaceX getting, okay, shorty got lower. We're still not stopped out, but that was real close there again. So 132.01. The trigger's in, man. I mean, I don't have trigger fingers right now. This is 131.75, a breakdown. You know what? Worth it to take a tenth of more of a share. Okay, now we have almost 3/4 of a unit now. And the reason why I take that shot right here is my stop out's already in 20 cents. So what is another couple bucks? Like, we'll add to the position. If it's going to work, then giddy up. If not, we've just added a little bit to this loser, which is fine. This is not really going to hurt us here today, but it does hurt. I mean, you know, losing $1 on this is not the greatest idea of mine. But here it comes, trying to battle. Darn. Yeah, that little rejection right there of 132. It needs to break and go. Stop it. Go. There's a lot of shares here, man. Each one of these is 100 shares, right? And you're seeing clearly today 92 million shares. So there's many more. Aurora Cannabis. Oh, Aurora Cannabis has a $4 per share takeover proposal under it right now.
I was going to say not $1,200.
No, where we're stuck in at? No, so $4 takeover rumor there, and they're going to review that. So there it is, man. ACB right here. So, you know, that has something underneath it. So that is now halted. for further review from ACB. This is a company requested halt. Okay, so it did not halt on anything other than they want to take the time to review the offer that they got. I think it was from TrueLeave. Not sure exactly who gave it to them, but they got a $4 bid underneath it. So we'll have to wait to see if that's going to be something there. Today, up 20% on this name. And man, like, look, great to take the Apple trade, but it looks like we'll be giving some of that back if it does come back in right now. So that PLAG, again, just circuit breakered big. Like, that was $5 right there. Boom, to 650. Looks like it wants to take out. The reason why I haven't really covered this name is it's only been open for 1 minute every single time. So it opens back up and then Halt City right there for play.
The only way to play that is limit on opens. You can only trade, so you got to.
And then you just hope that you're the right way.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't like that word hope when we're talking about trading.
You don't like hopium?
Not with trading, no, because you know, you want to be more in control. And I just think that this is dangerous. You know, $6, $5. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, before we send it over to Sia here, just a couple of names. I mean, there's this NASA ETF that's just been getting absolutely destroyed. I was talking about DRAM and some of these names here with Brian Shannon not too long ago. Here's Robinhood still off of those highs on the weekly, $93.86. SoFi, a name that still can't find any form of, no, man, it still can't find any form of recovery, down 45%. So it's definitely been a tougher look in some of these fintech names. But JP Morgan around all-time highs. We like that. Let's send it over to the desk.
The IWM is currently up 0.44%. Not much has changed since before, but let's take a look at two individual tickers here. COHR, that is up 8% right now. The company will report earnings after the market closes on the 12th of August. That is tomorrow. Revenue estimate for the company is $1.98 billion with an EPS estimate at $1.62. ON holding is currently down over 21%. Reported results, and the company has seen a rise in net sales, but the company has missed both estimates of EPS and revenue. Sorry, both estimates have been missed, EPS and revenue, by Zacks consensus. So that is why the stock is reacting the way it is. You can see a huge drop over there, and that's all. Sending it back to you.
Thank you very much for that. See, I mean, yeah, we've been trading some of these small caps, Sharif. Sean has that name, but PLAG, this is so difficult to trade, right? Like, we are fortunate to get a nice little 10-cent scalp on it, but unless you're getting involved with this, what if it halts all the way up here at $6.30, and then all of a sudden you can't even read the tap on it because it's an Amex stock. It just decides to tank and fill this whole gap, losing 33% of its value just like that, down to $4 or so. That's what makes some of these significantly more difficult. And if it's south of VWAP, I want no business to do with it, to be honest with you, Sean, because they don't trade very well. It's either a fade. I think that's where Luis Barbados would come into play in regards to that. So there wasn't very many rocking and rolling here today. If you ask me, what was that one I was just on? MTEN. No, that wasn't it. QMCO. Yeah.
Oh, Apple.
Apple's still going? Oh, it's coming.
No, I'll talk about it. Just keep going. Yeah.
No, does it come back in? Yeah,
Coming back
we got a nice little rebound here on Meta. I was going to take an additional long, take another attempt. So now this might be a good opportunity here for us to play the break of the trend. Once again, only 28 minutes left in the day here, Sean.
Let's go. Make SpaceX great again, man. Okay, so we just talked about Apple there. There's my stop out at the 50-period moving average. Okay, well, that was quick. Nice move down there, 305 downside. And yeah, man, let's go. Let's see if we can get, what's up, Brendo? Let's see if we can get this going right now on SpaceX. Finally back to flat. I did take a couple outs right there at this flat zone of 132.50. Remember, guys, like, we were moments away, man. Our stop out was right there at 131.75. Like, so now I feel like this is bank error in our favor a little bit. So we have exited a little bit out. We got out of 20% there for this flat area of 132.50. We do need it to climb a little bit higher, obviously, to make any real money. So my next offer, I do have one at 75, and I have one at 33s, and then I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't want to be holding this too close to the imbalances. The imbalances the last couple of days have really sent SpaceX, moving. So we don't want to necessarily be too much involved in that, as these ones will come through. Right now, we don't have any look on the Nasdaq. It's all New York and Amex there, as Joe was just talking about PLAG there being on the Amex as well. All right, it is time for our Asian market update with Adara and One up at the big desk.
The Asian markets have yet to open, and so in order to prepare for that opening, it's time to look back at what seems like it was a pretty mixed session yesterday in Asia.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Adara. Mixed session overnight in Asia, tracking that of overnight losses in Wall Street. We did see some positive notes though. South Korean Kospi up 0.73%. AI sentiment improving in South Korea. The government is planning to pass a law this year streamlining that of AI projects in the country. Semiconductor exports also surged 155% year over year to nearly $10 billion for the first 10 days of August. So for the first 10 days of this month, lifting that of sentiment on AI in South Korea as well. We see Samsung up by more than 4%, as well as SK Hynix up 0.7% last night. Over in Taiwan, tech stocks also rose by about 0.5%, building on yesterday's 2.1% gain. So TSMC, we know, rose 0.6% last night. That's adding to their 0.4% gain yesterday on Monday. And also MediaTek up by 1.5%. Japan's Nikkei 225 closed for a public holiday, Mountain Day holiday. But over in China and Hong Kong, we see a lot of profit taking happening, especially within mining and AI hardware. Energy costs concerns, as well as the upcoming US inflation data, driving most of the rotations into defensive sectors for those regions. Now, I mentioned earlier the Nikkei 225 was closed, so they'll be catching up tomorrow for Wednesday's open. So see if the Nikkei 225 can hold above that 66.500 level, or they could face some catching up. Selling as well in chip tool makers on the open for Japan. And of course, everyone's got their eyes on tomorrow's CPI data report. That's going to be the main catalyst for Asian markets as well. You know, cooler print could support that of a Fed rate relief, while a hotter reading strengthens that of the dollar, which will then weigh on emerging equity markets, especially in Asia.
It'll be interesting to see, too, how these Asian markets trade the day before the CPI, because they're not really going to have that until their Thursday session. So interesting look here. And do join us every day at 11:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. for discussion of European and Asian markets, respectively, with One.
All right, thank you,
Yeah,
One
very much,
and
very
Adara. Of course, we do have, this just came out. We're going to do this in a second, so thank you, David. We will have it. I have it up for you in just one quick second. We'll talk about it. The imbalances, you ask, you shall receive momentarily on the numbers, their implied moves, sorry, is what you wanted. NVIDIA broke through the, it's been breaking through. It's just, we should have got out everything right there. We held that last 10%. I just took it out when it broke through 218. So out of NVIDIA there on 218. I think it was about, at the end of the day, that was a short 219, so it was $1 there. But we had already taken like 250. Like those were good outs. Like wish to have that back again. Now we'll just roll with SpaceX into the close, right? I have a 75, and then I have an O's, and then I don't have anything. O's Zan. How about that one, Ozan? If you're still watching out, right there. Okay, $5 super chat. And this is all Adara's work, man. So she's putting these together. So here we go. This is Kava. These are the implied moves. She could not. She's just letting you know. Let's go SpaceX. Just got filled in 70s. Oh, damn, why'd I get some out at 50s? Okay. 10, 12, 15, 12. Firefly Aerospace? Don't love the aerospace space. I don't know enough about Firefly to worry about that. I don't know if you're able to see Nebius too, Adara, because Nebius, of course, is tomorrow morning. So we'll have a quick look at that, and we'll cover that too. But yeah, CoreWeave to me is the most interesting. Lumentum has obviously been a big, huge stock as well. And then Kava. I know there are, before I go on about all of this, what I do want to show, and I'm going to get to Adara in a second, but this is the Trader TV research page. Its X account is just type in TTV. I always say that. It should be the first one that comes up right there. Thanks, 30,000 followers. You're getting up there. That's nice. And then, just coming out, the earnings are there. You have Nebius. And then just what I wanted to actually show you was all the other work that goes into this, like all those things, all those graphics that she's putting up, they're all, pretty much all on here, if not all of them are. And, here's a little bit on Kava, if that's the stock you're looking at specifically, there's notes on that. Here's AST Space Mobile notes and what to expect. You have Nebius right here too. There's Nebius.
I just don't have the implied move on them is what I was going to say.
Right, okay.
It doesn't exist. I checked.
NVIS?
Okay. Yeah, we do not have an implied.
I can't find it yet anyway.
Joe's going to look.
SMCI.
Look for SMCI and NBIS.
I got SMCI right up.
Okay, well, we can show your screen.
13.3%.
We should give this one to Adara.
Yeah,
Two options AI. Yeah, give that to her there.
Been using this for
double check.
A long time now. So here it is, 13.3%. Adara, I'll send you the link momentarily. Here it is, 13.3% expected move, and then NBIS. Let's see if we can find something along those lines. 12.2% as well too. So not too bad of a look here on both of those lines. A high of $215, also a low of $168 on NBIS. We'll go back to SMCI momentarily. We got a fill on Meta. It's not looking too good, but we're not going to panic just yet. $35 as a high, and then $27. Yeah, early imbalances. Sorry.
Yeah, no, they're not even out yet. I was just going to say, why, when we just had that 5%, did I sell it there? And there it is there, Sean. Intel's coming up to $98. Thank you so much, Terrible Trades. What a trade that would have been. I mean, here's Intel. I thought the break long would have been something at $98 today. It looks like we absolutely nail the price because 98 never broke. So that was, it did early and we did take it, but we were already long from down here. Intel will actually be, NVIDIA will be my top stock today, then Intel, then Apple, and SpaceX. It's position pending, but that doesn't, it just tried to run to 133 and stopped on a dime. I'll show you that trade in a minute. But yeah, there it is, man. And if you're, what he's talking about here is my page right there, 58,000. There it is right there, Intel 98 break long. Written down there, right? And so that looks like it's going to be a pretty decent key level there, as it doesn't see 98 except for right there at 10 o'clock where we did go long and then it lost the bid. So looks like that's going to be a good support area. But thank you for bringing it up. And with the imbalances coming out, nah, man, no mas. Too little, too risky on that one. What's up, Sia? Right there, 133, 132. So, we got those fills. There's 80s and there's 90s. So we do have a nice upside play there on SpaceX, just not as much as we wanted on this name. So gimme, never gets. You should have learned your manners by now.
Yeah. I'm
never
gonna get out of this. We doubled
gets.
it up, man. Continue, we got like 200 plus shares there on this one, starting to come.
And it's coming back in.
Yeah, coming back in. So we'll hop out.
So METU is it's not the inverse. It's just a double.
It's 2x. Not hyper liquid. Only 3.6 million shares traded. It's better than FBL though. It continues to. So we do get back the majority of our day and then some on this one. So I'm like, let's see if we get a nice little move higher. Not necessarily the case, a clean flush. To all the way to the downside.
We do have Sia ready to rock and roll over at the desk. Let's go find out what she's up to here at 3:42, moments before the imbalances. I have it in my ear, so immediately I don't hear a mic.
Yep.
There we go. Now we're back. Let's
Perfect. All good. We're going to take a look at the sectors. The SPY currently down 0.28%. Thank you for bearing with me over there. Electric tech, again, flatness still maintained in NVIDIA. Apple has slid further into its losses, down 1.1%. AVGO, Broadcom down almost 2% on the day. Micron, GE, INTC, TXN, RTX, Qualcomm all flat on the day. You have AMT that is up a little bit. Dell has slid further into the losses, down 4% on the day. Well, same case for Google here, down further into its losses, down 3.79% in tech services. Meta is still up 1% on the day. Palantir, PNW, flat. Oracle still down 3.8%. Finance, a bit of a mixed sentiment continues in this sector with consumer non-durables, process industries, consumer services as well, where McD and Disney are flat. And in finance, you have BRKB that is down 2% and Hood that is currently flat. One other name, that goes down more, 3.7%. Retail trade, you have Amazon that's down 2% on the day, very close to. Walmart is flat. Costco down close to 1% now. Home Depot is up 1.2%. And TJX has now slid further, down 2% on the day. You have producer manufacturing, still bullish momentum in AMAT, LRCX, CAT, and GEV right off the start. And as well as ETN that is up 3% on the day. Energy Minerals, XOM continues to be flat. CVX up on the day. And utilities, just want to check out one name over here, CEG and VST. CEG is up 3.2%. VST is up 1.8%. And to end it off, let's look at transportation. Uber is up 0.63%, Dash up close to 2%, FedEx is a bit down 0.80% on the day, and UAL not doing bad for itself today, up 2.5%. Let's send it to Adara.
Time to talk here about crypto, guys, and it's not Clarity Act related directly, but it did lead to a big move here. Basically, seeing reports that the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, is poised to unveil some major crypto plans. I don't have any more details than that, as we have the Clarity Act stalling out here in terms of progress there. So as that progress stagnates, the SEC trying to make their own move here on crypto. Not much of a move on Circle. Nice move on Coinbase. We'll take a look here at IBIT. Bouncing a little bit off lows, nothing crazy. But again, guys, you can also find a post about this that I just quickly typed on X at TTV Research. SEC looking to announce its own crypto plan because they don't have any progress yet on the Clarity Act. Back to you.
Okay, I mean, all those new plans should be somewhat interesting there, and we'll see where they wind up going. Okay, good decision on Apple as it's coming back into 304.50, which is basically where we're at. There was, I saw something and I want to talk about it. Do I remember what it is though? I do not. Crypto 63,000. We could have a quick little look at that one right now as we're waiting. I'm going to get a little bit longer on IBIT at 132, just still giving it that 25 cents to the downside. We're now 4 minutes away. I'd like to be able to hold this into the imbalances. My stops are already in, so hopefully it comes out a buy. You know, this is the spot where it's like, I have half a unit, happy with what we have on SpaceX right now, and don't really want to risk too. Oh, this is what it was. Did we ever find out anything on Google? Like why this name is kind of on a tank city right now to the downside. So IBIT right now down 1%. No real news on Adara's most recent story there for crypto. So, but yeah, you know, Google's still getting hit a little bit. They had some of their key holders or whatever leaving last week. We saw some of that news come through for Google. Didn't think that was too serious. You know, kind of bought back up there one of the days on the daily chart there for Google. SpaceX is going to lose the bid, man. It's probably going to come a sell imbalance. I'm sorry about that, guys. It looks like we'll lose there on SpaceX. At least we were able to get something out. I still have half a unit back in. So, yeah, as I was saying, we did have some moves down. I think it was this dramatic day, 380 down to 357. And remember, we actually caught that long off the bottom, and then it looked like we were maybe recovering, but no, not at all, man. This is basically a 5-day kind of tumble down on Google, bring us right back into the 200 period moving average. Glad I bought at 320. I feel like if I didn't, I probably would be buying right about now, 335, 336. So another name, really like Google. I think we both do. You know, a name with a huge moat around it. I know their free cash flow was negative for the first time there for Google, but hey, it is what it is. And I hate that saying as well, but that is what the stock is doing right now. I still like the name, and I do not like SpaceX because SpaceX just flushed me out of that trade. So not a great one. I mean, we were able to battle back. We got some out, but at the end of the day, it's an L, and SpaceX will be an L today. So we will go red on that name. Still looking for some more. If we could do something, if this does come out a buy, maybe we can hit it real quick if the imbalances come out a buy, but that's too risky. I think I have to have a rule now, be like if it out at 345, especially on a name like SpaceX, because you know, like you had that move higher, maybe it was going to go, and then the last 10 minutes heading into the imbalances, we still do flush down. And like, did we just get stopped out? Maybe at the lows, maybe. I mean, that does happen to me all the time. Just means we're kind of picking good levels, just maybe executing wrong on them. So let's give us a little bit of a breather here as we'll wait to see. I already have this ready to go, man. So anything that, now you're going back up. See, this is where I feel some kind of ways, like I want to buy it back. But
don't feel a type of way.
No, I'm not all caught up in my feelings here. But we'll give it a watch, SpaceX. With only 2 minutes until those imbalances, boo, SpaceX, boo. Would have liked to have that one going. Intel at 98, yeah, beautiful short again. So thanks for that call out there in the chat about Intel and the level at 98 that we had written down. That looks like it's going to be a good one. Did we make a good decision? My number one stock now today will just be NVIDIA.
Okay.
And we got out of the short right there, so that doesn't look like a good look either. But now with only a minute and a half left, you're flat, we're all flat.
Yeah.
So let's go on NVIDIA and let's see what happens here Remember, we can also play a reversal on these imbalances as well. They come out to sell, then we hit the long as it gets paired off. So that's another possible trade here. Waiting to see what happens with SpaceX, maybe a buy on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And here it is, right? NVDA. So listen, we were positive on the day up until this METU trade. Nothing to write home about, that's for sure. But hey, what else are we going to do here unless we try to swing? Probably too big of a swing here in the end of the day. Like, should have got back in here, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and that's what if history. So 22.05, where you get out, you get right back in, increasing your risk reward, pops all the way up to 18s, and then sells off. Here, Sean, I actually had like 230 shares or something along those lines right here, looking for that break for that move. I mean, nothing crazy, $22 name, but hey, it's better than nothing. Looking for that move back into 22.38. Didn't get it whatsoever. So whatever program was happening in Meta bright and early this morning, there was no continuation whatsoever, Sean. We couldn't find a story. Derek couldn't find anything along those lines. But it was 20 minutes of strong, aggressive buying, and then you just give back the majority of that move. You were onto something. Listen, credit where credit is due. Clearly onto something, because we've talked about this on multiple occasions, is that we see these catalysts step in, even though we couldn't find one here in Meta, and then it just immediately gets faded off. There's no holding it, whether it's the same day or the following day. So I think that's going to be the continuous narrative here in META until otherwise. What is that otherwise? I've told you guys on multiple occasions. There it goes, boom, flush to the downside. NVDA 217, Sean, and really starting to pick up momentum to the downside. So watch out for this one back home, ladies and gentlemen. Netflix down 2%. Strong session yesterday, giving back the majority of that as well, too. Well, guess what? Applied Materials is up 0.5%, just in case you were curious. DRAM and SK Hynix, again, inside days here. Nothing crazy going on in these memory names, ladies and gentlemen. But MSTR only down 1.6%. Do you believe this is value? Because I think you and I sit in the same camp, Sean, is that we wouldn't go Bitcoin. We would buy either BMNR and MSTR if we were going to look to get involved in some crypto once again. That's the camp that I stand in. I think I heard you say the same thing. But here's Coinbase as well, too, heading a little bit lower. So a tougher look. PanW and CrowdStrike all hit all-time highs. Imbalances are officially out, Sean, if you want to pull those up.
Yeah, I have them up now, and it's Intel with a bid. It's really small, like 1.2 billion. It sounds like it's a little large because it's a billion number there, but yeah, there's ON, so trying to recover today as well. It's still down 20%. Buyers coming in for that name. Amazon on the sell side, so that's now pushed down about $1 off of their level. Potential buy zone now for Amazon on that imbalance, down 2%. I mean, the market's going to be flattish today. Amazon down 2%. I like that name. NVIDIA continues with the sell. That's too bad, man. We were short NVIDIA. Still my number one stock, but we did get out of our last 5% about 70 cents ago. On the upside, Open Door. Are they reporting today? I remember something about Open Door.
They're not. They reported last week.
Okay, what about a late second run here in SpaceX? You want to try it? Let's try it. We're going to try a late second run in SpaceX right now. I don't see it on here. I know I can sort it by alphabetically, and I know Neil sometimes he has his own little book open there that we can call it up, but I'm not that smart. SPC. Okay, I just got to do this. Jesus. SPCX.
It's like going through the dictionary.
Yeah, this was probably easier to do it Neil's way. Sell. Oh, okay. Sell there of 234,000. So kind of in petite put, so a little small piece there. We'll wait to see if it's going higher. We're longing it right now at 132 on SpaceX. Of course, recent stop out there. Let's see if it goes a little bit higher on that. It was sorted back by size there, and then the zoom this up, sort it. There it is. So Intel, Amazon, FXI with a buy. Don't we have President Xi coming pretty soon? It was August, right? I mean, is that, or do we have an update on that one?
I was seeing September most recently.
Oh, okay. So we'll wait for that one on FXI. I think still like that name, FXI, which of course is your ETF for China big cap. So watch out for that once they start coming through and talking to President Trump. SMCI on earnings today. We don't have an applied move. I think it was 13%. Joe wound up finding for us. So we'll wait to see what SMCI does after the bell today. Netflix also catching a bid, but not really reacting that way. Netflix kind of flat on that. Watch out for Amazon. I think there's a potential pop back up to the upside as we're coming right into a level on their imbalance here for Amazon that could wind up being a sell. It is a sell, but could wind up being a buy as it turns itself around. Remember, at 355, all this paired action. So what that means is right now traders are submitting, or funds or whoever are submitting orders into the closing auction gateways, and they're saying right here, there's still 1.2 million shares to sell. So, if Joe comes in and says, I'll take 1 million of those, then all of a sudden that will now turn into 200,000 to sell, which all of a sudden the sell pressure for 4 o'clock has dissipated, so, and the major update from the Nasdaq happened. So right now it's just small little pairings coming off, but all the block trades will actually happen at 355. So that's when you'll start to see a complete turn. Oh, it just got bigger.
Yeah, it got way bigger.
So it got bigger there on Amazon. So,
Jeez.
yeah, we got to watch out there for potential sell to the downside. So people are adding to this sell here today. What's the Nasdaq doing downside here? SpaceX is just doing its own thing. We only have a quarter of a unit. It's not much. I want to give this a chance to flip as well. Okay, here comes Amazon. Let's get ready to see if there is some sort of a flip happening in any of these names. SpaceX right now still a sell. SpaceX got bigger. Wasn't that just a sell of 200,000? So
let's go.
Yeah, we're starting to go to the downside. What do you have? You have NVIDIA long.
Yeah. We grabbed the 100 down here at 217.20. Katina, man, getting that 20-cent pop just like that. We posted up. It flushed. Bang. And it was just like bang all the way to the downside. So there it is. Bang. There we go. Recovering a lot of the day. Oh man, we took half off. If we held more of it there, brother, it would have been an absolute monstrous. There it goes. Bang. Let's go. All gone. What a pop up to 217.72. My guy, just like that. Oh man, what a move up there. We got holy cow. Here we go.
And there goes SpaceX. We learning now, baby.
Just like
we
that.
Got our hats
from the
on.
depths themselves.
Of hell.
There it was, man. What a move there, my boy. Let's go.
One more time.
Props up, man.
One more time. There it is.
What a move. The trading gods.
Look what we're doing, man. Yeah, 88 cents right there for us on SpaceX. This man's got NVIDIA over there. Boom, shakalaka. We bought it just before that 355 reversal, man. I love trading with Joe. Has no problems taking a little bit of risk there at the end of the day. I like it, my guy.
What else what else are we gonna do here?
That's what I always say.
Bro, what else?
It's like I'm here to do some work.
Post it up.
And do something about this, right? And so, and sometimes, it takes you for a ride.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes the roller coaster goes up and never comes down.
Yeah, exactly.
But
the narrative can change pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's for
so
sure.
that was a good one there, man. We turn our frown upside down. I hope you guys like some of that. There it is. Thank you to Terrible Trades there. We will have Neil back tomorrow, and he's part of the Dream Team as well. But we're going to say thank you to that one, Tasty Trades, man. This is, hey, look. Joe and I, we're in sync a lot of the time. So that was a good trade there.
That was. You got the SpaceX? Yeah, I know you
know that, my guy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, we both had that trade right there. Did Amazon do the wonders as well?
Let's go.
No. So we both for some reason, we picked the right ones, and I was thinking that Amazon was it. So now there's NVIDIA. Nice move by Joe to the upside there on that one. FXI. So see, like now we don't have SpaceX even on here. So we'll see if that one can climb just a little bit higher for us into the close right now. Snapchat up 3%, like that name moving forward, I think. I mean, it's had a good base there off earnings. See, like sometimes it's just so bad it's good. And there's a nice move higher for our good friends at Snapchat there, and I don't know anybody that works there, but okay, Apple, there's the bid on Apple that just turned around as well. So Apple finally starting to catch a little bit of a bid coming through. Oh wow, SpaceX, there it goes, man. It is going higher. So all of a sudden there now, we good. We good all of a sudden. Elon, me and you, man, we're fine. We're friends again. SpaceX upside, what's up, Adara?
Quantinuum and Oracle, apparently in a partnership. Keep an eye on both these names. I mean, Quantinuum actually moving decently here. I wish I had more context. I'm looking for more context. If I get more, I'll let you know. But apparently, Oracle and Quantinuum saying that their partnership will be accelerating hybrid quantum computing adoption on OCI, with OCI customers able to directly access Helios from Quantinuum. So sounds like two-way partnership there. QNT seemed to like this catalyst. If I do get more details and context in terms of the partnership with Oracle, I'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Thank you to Brissa Budden. Loves the energy here. So we love to bring it for you. So, but there it goes again. And what's up, Trade Sniper?
What's up, Snipes?
All I talk about is SpaceX, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, today I've traded Apple very aggressively just in front of everybody right now. We've traded Intel. We've talked about that numerous times. I actually have my most fills today. So I actually have 72 on SpaceX, 72 on NVIDIA, 16 on Apple, 47 on Intel, 21 on the Qs. So yeah, It's too bad because we were short right there. The purple is short. So would have liked to have that one. And you know why we talk about SpaceX?
Why?
It's $1.50.
Oh.
Oh.
Hit that.
It's
what are you talking about? Don't do it. Don't do it to me, Katina, man.
I won't stop. Stop. Cut the music.
You can't. I can't come out.
That's like a wrestler. Who used to say that? Cut my music.
You ever see that one meme video of like that? It's like that Spanish guy's like standing in line waiting for a drink or whatever, and then like they're playing music and he can't help but dance. They dance.
That's like me too.
That's like me.
It's like I'm at a hockey game and all of a sudden just like the vibes start coming in.
Someone said Joe.
Vibe coding.
Santinder said Joe is still too expensive. But hey man, I traded at an elevated PE.
Joe is very expensive.
Yeah,
Joe is
PE, man.
But he's proving his worth.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing. Like, if you get a good stock, the P doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We're playing the momentum.
Multiple
We're running the momentum on Joe right now.
Multiple expansion.
Oh shit, 30 seconds. Okay, I better think about what's going on over here. Having too much fun over here. Gotta lock in to SpaceX. No, we don't have very many shares left. But there it goes, man. Nice little $1.69er to end the day right there. Yeehaw! As we get going again to Greensville today. So it's always nice whenever you're in a ville. It's always nice when it's green. And there it goes upside right here for SpaceX. And hey, man, we weren't like that earlier as we did take that hit there on SpaceX as we were waiting. And then all of a sudden this happened. 3, 2, and 1. Get me out, SpaceX, to end the day there. I am still in 10% of SpaceX. Hopefully we do get a fill. There it is, out now on SpaceX as we just take that fill at the end of the day. So U.S. markets now closed. We want to say a big shout out to the Nasdaq that was only down 0.31 right now. ES also down 0.3. So a couple of points to the downside as we wait tomorrow's big CPI data dump. And that's going to happen at 8:30. So join us live tomorrow at 8:30. I'm not sure if CoreWeave or SMCI or anything's going to report real early. And if they do, and I haven't said goodbye to you yet, then we'll have it. But right now, CoreWeave, $90.50. Good luck to everybody that has some CoreWeave love in them tonight. I think that's going to be a good opportunity for some great movements on some names tomorrow with CoreWeave and Nebius coming through. And then, of course, SMCI. And we never know when SMCI is going to report. Sometimes they've reported on days like this. Sometimes it's come at 5:30. Sometimes it's come immediately. Adair repeating 4:05 right now in our ears.
What was that term you used again when they got raided? It was supposed to be raided, but you used something ess.
Invaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never want your offices to get invaded, like space. But SpaceX could be used invasion. What if those aliens invade?
Space invasion.
Space. That's what I'm saying, Joe. Like, remember I said the U.S. government? How are they going to defend against aliens?
Space invasion.
You got to have some SpaceX in your portfolio, man. You never know. Elon goes up there, talks to them in Elon's native tongue, and then we get it all figured out from one alien to another right there. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I think we had an absolute blast. If the tendinitis is still not under control, unfortunately, Joe, you'll be back in there tonight, tomorrow. I hope it's not flaring up. I hope he's got the Voltaren on there, the icy hot, you know. And then he'll have some Advil, and Neil should be back in the captain's seat tomorrow. So thank you, my guy. What a long day for you, man. Go take a break. Go tarps off, run around on Lakeshore.
We are going to. We're going to go do that.
Who's we? Is that you and her? You and Selena?
Myself, yeah.
You by
yourself and I.
Yourself and I. All right. Yeah, good.
Jim Carrey reference there.
Thank you, Adara. Great news today. Thank you, Sia, as well, for all of your wonderful updates. Brendo over there as well. Thanks, Fabian, my long-lost son. Thank you to Andre as well. Thanks to One for the Asian update there. I think we just got to do those a little more often. Why don't we do one at 2 and then again at 3:30? Yeah, exactly. 11:30 for Europe and Asia, then 2. You know, maybe do a little bit of.
Get the man a mic.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, one. We only have one mic from Nas.
One mic.
We only have one mic right there. One can have my mic. If one wants to sit here one afternoon, 2 p.m., I'll do that Asian update, man. I mean, you know, have one here, throw some trades down. I think that'd be a hell of a lot of fun. Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Ramin. Thanks, Tiffany. Thanks, everybody that's over there today. And everybody. Thanks, Michael.
Island dressing.
Thank you to everybody that's participated in today's chat. And thank you for Joe for introducing a new salad dressing to us all. The 12 Island dressing.
You've heard it here first.
You've heard it here first. Just like I heard about Farm Boy here and Costco as well.
Watch out.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m., where I'll do it all over again.
Later.